Hey, it's Lamsey. Is that how you pronounce it?
go.
Hello. Welcome. I actually really like that Knight Miki drawing that I did the other day. That was actually really fun. I would like to do more Knight armor studies. Be really cool. Knight armor tends to be really difficult sometimes. Hey, Cherry? New artist here. I'm glad I found y'all's page. Oh, awesome! Welcome!
Hello.
Welcome, new artist. What kind of art do you do? Hey,
There
Ari
we go.
draws.
All right, I think we're all good to go.
Awesome, perfect. Yeah, we have a few artists that we'd like to break down style-wise because they're really cool. Be really cool to break down their line work, their rendering style, their clothing, stuff like that.
Plan on changing your username, but you don't know what to change it to. Regardless of what you change it to, we will have no idea who you are.
Yeah.
So it's all good. You can change it to whatever you want.
Mm-hmm.
Every time someone changes their username, I realize 6 months later that they've been the same person all along, and I'm just like, wait a second, you're XYZ? I had no idea. And they're like, yeah.
Yeah.
Of course. How did you not know that I changed my username,
like
the only
10
thing
times.
that you can see?
It's so funny.
It's like a fox changed her name to like something completely unrelated and just showed up.
I know, right?
We would be like, oh, hey, who
hey.
are you?
It's actually, obviously Fox.
The whole time. How is everybody doing?
Yeah, how's everybody doing? This brush you can get in our Discord. Colton actually made this brush. I gotta make this a little bit smaller now.
You mean further away?
Yeah, further away. Yeah. But yeah, Colton made this brush. It works so good for just drawing, and it makes me draw a lot freer. So I really like that. What app do you use? Procreate. Procreate. Fox Critique? 8? I mean, if you post your work, yeah. We'll see.
I need to go to the critique channel and work on that. There's never-ending stuff to do.
Yeah. there's never-ending
Okay,
stuff.
submission. Okay, so for the critiques, we're probably going to be relating it back to fundamentals. I have never been a huge fan personally of critiquing. I don't enjoy coming on stream and critiquing individual pieces without consideration to like foundation, because I want the critique to help more than with just like how do you fix a particular artwork or how do you make a single piece of art look better. I want to give a critique that is like principles based.
Yeah.
It's based on the principles of something so you can improve something in all artworks moving forward rather than just one particular artwork. Like, oh, move this a little bit to the left or move that a little bit to the right.
Yeah.
So we're always pushing back in the direction of like foundation. Like if we say, oh, maybe push this a little bit to the right, we could be like, oh, because it creates unevenness. And that's like universal, right?
Yeah. Universal tips.
I just think you get more bang for your buck out of critiques that way. Okay, send messages.
So not like a
and
finished
attach
piece, or do you
files.
want like a collection, Master Magic says?
If you send a collection, we'll probably choose one of them if we decide to critique your work. On these streams, since we're doing critiques for absolutely free, I hate this song.
Okay, just delete
I
it.
do
Just
hate
remove
this
it.
song. It's super loud compared to all the other ones. So every time,
Is that the same song or no? Okay, never mind.
I don't have any idea
you're
why
good.
it.
If I may ask, for the critique / breakdowns, what pieces are best recommended for submission? Best piece or typical styled art?
Why did that not go
I have no
away?
clue why.
Remove.
I would say your best,
There.
the pieces that you work the hardest on, or you would like the most like help on, like you're stuck on something, perhaps. How to draw heads / eyes. I do have a heads video that you can check out on Draw Anime Academy on YT. You can check that out if you want. How do I draw face on an extreme angle like it's so hard? Here, you can have a picture.
Okay. Yeah, the critique channel is open.
Yes.
We will critique who we want
Yep.
since it's a free critique stream, we're not going to get to everybody. We're not even going to try to get to everybody. We're going to critique the artwork that we feel like is most beneficial for the whole group. If you want to get individual critiques, you can take the mentorship. If you want, you know, one-on-one meetings with us every single week, you can get the Anime Art School live edition.
Yeah.
Otherwise, during critique streams, we're definitely going to go over various artworks and stuff, but it's more focused on the group.
Yes.
Because we are an educational channel.
Someone asked earlier about how to improve their line work, and I actually have like a little tip for that, which actually kind of goes into a little bit of style breakdown. I would say get your favorite artist that you really like their line work of, and do like micro studies. So for instance, I really like Yusuke Murata's artwork. Really, really cool style and really cool like level of line work. And then I would just observe it, be like, how do they shade the hair? Like, do they have a lot of areas of simplicity versus areas of complexity? Like, how do they simplify their shapes? Stuff like that. And then I would do like, oh, what area do I want to study the most? Oh, I would like the hair part. So like, let's take this section and then just like do our best to draw it, right? And you know, with styles and stuff, everything's always tied back to foundation. So like, if you don't understand that hair is a three-dimensional object, how can you shade it, right? Because let me do this here, and feel free to interrupt me with questions and stuff. Like when I'm looking at this, I'm not thinking, oh, like here's how to do texture. It's more like, okay, this is a ribbon. Here's how to shade a ribbon. Ribbon looks like this when it's shaded. Right? So now how did this artist do that? Oh, they use a lot of like line work.
Does the ribbon look like that when it's shaded?
I think so.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like,
I guess it depends where the light's coming from.
It depends on where the light's coming from. Assuming that the light is coming from like this direction, then everything else is kind of like slightly more in shadow. I'm more talking about like, you know, where is this going? So like, if here's a ribbon and my light source is here, then I'll probably get a highlight in this area, and any part that's going away from the light is going to be shaded. I'm using the wrong brush for this. There we go. So you're gonna get like some kind of gradient. You're gonna get some like darker darks kind of by the highlight area, and then you look at this artist and you're like, oh yeah, that's a ribbon. But like they're changing the shape of the highlights and they're making it more like streaky. Do y'all use Lumen methods for drawing heads?
The Loomis method? Not really.
Not really. Not the whole entire thing, I should say.
No, like the Loomis method is just kind of a process for getting the planes of the head, and Loomis didn't invent any planes of the head. Like the planes of the head are just the planes of the head, right? Like the human face and head. I think the Loomis method is more of a process.
Yeah.
So this is the Asaro head. This is what we tend to study more. I don't think there's anything wrong with the Loomis method. You just don't use it.
Yeah. I only use up to a certain point.
Yeah.
Yeah, Colton's way better at rendering ribbons. If you want, you can show it.
No.
All right. So yeah. Then I'm like, okay, they use a lot of dark lines, and the light is coming from up here. So like, okay. And they're using the hatching to create these shapes. And so that can be part of the design and the line work. But if you don't know how to shade ribbons, or you don't know how to shade these forms, like it's going to be very hard to break these styles down. And the good thing is that once you do these little micro studies, you can add them to your own style. You know, where do they like to add areas of thickness? They like to add it, you know, maybe towards the bottom of the neck. In the iris, or not the iris. Chin? The bottom of the chin, yes. The bottom of the chin. I said that wrong. You know, darkening the eye, the lashes. They have very thin lines inside the face, so that it doesn't take away from the viewer. So it doesn't take away from everything else. Everything is kind of subdued, right? So you know that the main idea is the hair and the eyes and the clothing. That's what I look for. Do you agree that drawing hair is like imagining a fabric put on the head, and that fabric is cut into small sizes?
Not really. Well, the hair comes out of different parts of the head. Like if it were a piece of fabric, maybe like individual strips of fabric, like rather than like the hair being like, I don't know, this, you know, like over the head. This isn't really how hair works, because hair would be more like you have the head and then there's like strips of fabric that are at different heights and layers, because, you know, the hair comes out of the head like all over the place like this. So I don't think it would be very accurate to draw hair as just kind of like a piece of fabric over the head. Like maybe parts of the hair, but not like the whole hair, because, you know, you got hair coming out of here, you got hair coming out of here. Like, even if you look at like how someone cuts hair, they cut it in layers because hair comes out of different places of the head, right? And there could be like a strip down there, and there could be a strip down there. You know what I mean? Like, if you have like the ear or whatever. Not that this looks like a hairstyle, but this is kind of how hair tends to come out.
Yeah.
Right? And you could have like a ribbon there, a ribbon there, a ribbon there, a ribbon there. It doesn't really mimic this that much. Not from based on what I've seen of drawing hair.
For the critique, do we only choose one image and then list what we want, or is it just overall?
Just overall, whatever. Overall. If there's something that you want specific feedback on, and we're not getting to everybody, we're not even going to try. We're just going to critique like
what we feel like
would be beneficial for the group overall.
Yeah.
But you can absolutely put what you want feedback on. That would be beneficial for sure. Like, oh, I had really struggled with X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
But yeah, the channel is open in the Discord server, by the way, and it's got 3 stars. It's called Critique Submission. If you don't want to critique, obviously don't post in there.
Yeah.
Like, pretty simple. If you do want a critique, you can post your work in there. You can let us know what your intention was. I feel like more beneficial than... I feel like intention, like stating your intention, is more beneficial than stating what you struggled with.
Yeah.
For me personally, because like if I know what you're going for, then I can help you. I don't understand this song at all.
I'd never listened to the whole thing of this. If you don't like it, you can just delete it.
I'm removing it.
Okay. Any tips for sectioning the hair to look more natural? Mine looks like grass clip art often. I would say try to do more like overlaps. And also like try to think of like your hair in different sections. So like if this is your head, you know, there's generally like a bangs section if your character has bangs, and that like generally likes to go around the head. Then there's generally like little side pieces that are just on the sides that frame the face. And then there's the back, which gives more context, like how long is it? What's the texture? That's how I like to think about it. And you will get strays of hair strands that kind of go like against the flow or against the main gesture, and you'll get more like natural looking movements. Right, but you can also think of it as, I like to actually look at how to make doll hair wigs, because you'll see how when people make or part the hair, you'll get like a section of hair that's wrapping around this side of the ball, and that's like the back of the hair.
They got like these little sticky bits.
Yeah.
It's like strips of hair, like what she's drawing there.
Yeah, and then they'll put like some in here, and they tape it on the top of the head, and it just drapes down. And then they'll like continue overlapping until it feels more natural. Like I feel like that could be a good resource to look at.
Are we gonna do artist breakdowns or what?
Yes.
Do you want to keep talking about hair?
Yes, we are gonna do artist breakdowns. I guess I just don't really know exactly how to start. I did do a little bit of artist breakdowns with the line work part.
Yeah.
But
it's up to you. I just know we're going on hair for a while.
Yeah, we are. Do you? I don't know. Like, what do you want to?
I don't know. Just start. You're the artist. You can do whatever you want.
Okay, I can start somewhere. I would say let's look at this artist here. This artist, and we can relate it back to foundation. So in order to be confident in how to study a style, I would say list a few things that you would absolutely need to make this piece. Well, you would need general.
So who is this? Can
This
you
is
write their name
Nanoka.
at the
Yes,
top?
yes, Nanoka-san on Instagram. I believe, I don't know if there's like a dash or underscore, but that's what their name is. Love their art. I really like how they do clothing, and I like how they render. But sometimes it's really overwhelming to look at this and be like, how do I do a style study of this? So I instead will break down, like, what do I need? Well, I need how to draw bodies, of course. Like, I would need information on body drawing. Not necessarily anatomy, but just understanding the form, because you can see with this artist, like, they know how to shade. They know how to shade form. They know how the clothing works. So, like, that's the underlying structure, right? Body, proportion, and drawing. They definitely need clothing. Oh, gee, what am I doing? Clothing folds, knowledge of clothing, and costume drawing, which is, a lot of stuff that we teach in our anime art school. We teach you the foundation to do this kind of stuff. Costume drawing. They know how form drawing, general perspective. They know how to render. And they're basically taking all of these skills and stylizing them to like what they like. The rendering is great. Let me see. Okay. So then, they also know how to do lighting. They know where light goes.
Yeah.
Rendering and
like
lighting.
95% of this person's style is just being really good at the fundamentals.
Yes.
They have the ability to draw dimensionally. They know proportion. They know clothing and costume drawing. They know the basic folds. They know the 5 value system.
Yes,
If you have no
5-value
idea what any
system.
of that stuff means, you would never be able to replicate this person's style because that's how it is. It's like trying to write like Stephen King, but you don't know English.
Yes.
Like you can't replicate Stephen King's writing, or like if you don't know how to make a word, or you don't know how to spell a word, or you don't know English, or you don't know sentence structure, you don't know how to do any of that stuff, you can't write like him. Like you would first. It's funny because Stephen King, very famous writer, which is another creative field. He has a book on writing, right? It's called what is it called? On Writing. Stephen King's On Writing, like a memoir of the profession. And he says that there's one really, really good writing book out there. It is called Strunk and White's The Elements of Style, and it is literally an English grammar book. And he's just like, that's the book you study if you want to be able to write.
Yeah.
And it's like sentence structure, punctuation, when to use a comma.
Basics of English.
Yeah, the basics of English. And it's really funny because art is the exact same way, as you have these amazing artists with gorgeous styles, and people go, how do I draw like you?
Yeah.
And they go, here's a textbook on perspective.
Yep.
Here's a figure drawing class. Here's a costume drawing workshop. Like, it's the same thing. It's foundation, and then you tweak it.
Yep, you tweak.
Like, you can see this. Like, look at these folds in here. These are folds. Like, they're normal folds that show up in real clothing. You've got overlaps. You got some half lock folds in there. You got like a little bit of zigzagging going on.
Yep.
You got some kind of like, tension point at the shoulder, tension point up here. It's great.
Got some nice compression folds in here, and look how they simplify the folds. They're just big brush strokes. This is like really cool stuff.
Yeah. It's like if you want to be able to draw like your favorite artist, the journey is going to be, 95% in those core fundamentals.
Yeah.
Even more, 99%. Now, certain artists will focus more on certain fundamentals than others. Like if you want to do portraits for a living, you're probably going to focus a lot on head structure. You're going to focus a lot on portrait lighting. You're going to focus a lot on drawing the planes of the face. If you want to draw, I don't know, cars for a living, you're probably not going to study the planes of the head that much.
Yeah.
You probably want to take some transportation design classes. It's more like industrial design, shape language, proportion of cars, stuff like that.
Yeah, we're always going to relay this back to foundation because this is the language that you need
Yeah,
to
because
learn.
that is what it is.
Yeah.
Like, if you want someone that's going to tell you something different, go look at a beginner's art page and see what they recommend to do.
Yeah.
If you want pretty much every single professional artist who knows what they're doing is going to tell you the same thing. Go to any channel, you know, Proco, Artwad, Marco Bucci, Mark Burnett. It's all foundation. It's foundation. And so we're going to keep relating it back to that. But we will talk about some of the fun little things, right? Like this person's using a really constricted value range.
They are in really cool colors, like nice, warm and cool, like
Yeah.
warm gray with purplish tones. Like they're using, there it goes.
Gray?
That's like a purplish gray.
Yeah.
But then
The
it looks
purplish gray.
it looks very warm in comparison to the shadow, which is even colder.
Yeah.
You
It's
know,
like
more
monochromatic
bluish.
almost.
Yeah, it is. It is. And so, like, if I were doing a style study of this artist, like, I would always try to reverse engineer it. Like, rather than trying to get focused on the clothing itself, I'm like, okay, what's underneath? Body's underneath. Because that's part of the foundation, right? Body, proportions, and body drawing.
Yeah.
So, like, this would be my first step.
Mannequin.
Mannequin.
Guess what they do at the store? They put it on a mannequin
they
because it
put it
makes
on
the
a
clothes
mannequin.
look good. It makes the clothes look like they're on a person.
Yeah.
So if you're going to the mall and you're going to do some clothes shopping, the clothes at the mall, they will take them off of the hanger and they will put them on a mannequin.
Yep.
And the mannequin is a body-shaped form.
The body shaped form.
So you need that as well. Like you
Yep.
don't just draw clothes, right? Otherwise it just looks like a pile of rags on the ground. You draw them on top of a body. Unless you, of course, you just want to draw clothes on coat hangers all the time. Like there's nothing wrong with that.
True. There's nothing wrong with that.
Professional clothing hanging artist.
Yeah, and like, this is my first step, and this is also the first step that I do in our school. So like, this right here, drawing the clothes on top, finding out those tension and compression points, and then drawing those folds. Have you guys made a video on the types of folds or compressions? Yes, actually. There is a video called How to Draw, I think, Clothing Drawing Tips That Every Artist Must Know. I talk about tension and compression there. Colton also made a video on how to study folds and stuff as well. Let's copy paste. Let's make this a little bit smaller. And so like, okay, I got my body drawing there for the most part. Like the arms look very voluminous. That's part of form drawing. Then that's part of body drawing. And now, you know, then it comes, what comes next is clothing. Like, how does that overlap?
So you're gonna lower the opacity of that.
Yes, I should. I should. I will lower the opacity. Wait,
Did you merge?
I did not merge. This is I'm just doing the first step here. Okay. That is not.
Not a very good brush for that.
I know. It's like,
Sometimes I'll do a couple really light layers.
yeah. Okay. Now what's next is, if you can't draw, you can't render. Because if you want to paint this later on, you got to know the form. Right? So here, I'm looking at, where's the collar? Okay, so they did the collar like this. Here's where it overlaps. And I'm trying to think really simple. So here's like this main shape. I see this overlapping on the shoulder area right here.
And we're always drawing around.
Always drawing around.
We're always drawing around.
So you don't want to do this. Okay? Don't do that.
Try not to.
Try
Try
not
to
to
avoid that.
Yes. Try to avoid that. Instead, here's a shoulder. Try to go beyond it. That will make your clothing feel less stiff and less flat,
Yeah.
which is what everyone wants, right?
We're always drawing around the form.
Yeah. This is what I wish I learned when I first started doing clothing. I had no idea how to do clothes. I was just kind of like trying to guess my way through. But like, I find that having a process like this makes it so much easier. How do you find tension points? I would look at the clues. I would look at anything that has a generally straight curve or straight line, and it's going to someplace. So, for instance, when I look at this outfit, I see this line right here, and it's going up to the shoulder. Okay, I can tell that that's a tension point or tension fold. All this gravitating towards the shoulder. Here's that tension point. Same here. Right? Here is where the cloth is being pulled by gravity.
Mm-hmm.
That's where they're showing the lines.
Tension points will very commonly be at the shoulders, the elbows,
Right here.
the hips,
Mm-hmm.
the knees,
The crotch.
yes.
Right there. Yep.
Like you will like, I don't even know, like 9 times out of 10, unless it's a really strange pose, get the tension points in like one of those areas. The chest,
Look. there it
armpit,
is.
compression point a lot of the time. Think about like hips, right? Like where does the fabric sit on? Like if that area were not there, the fabric would fall.
Yep.
And it's like shoulders,
little
the top of
stopping
things,
point.
right? Like the hips, where the belt is. The elbows, like if you've got a shirt, or like if I'm doing this, tension points right here at the bottom of my deltoid. I guess
Yeah.
the top, now that it's facing up.
That's
And you
true.
can see that there's a bunch of lines radiating from up here, and then there's going to be a compression point in here where all the fabric's kind of being squeezed together.
And sometimes you'll see like tension folds then turn into compression folds, just because that's just the nature of clothing. It changes dramatically.
There will be a dance between tension and compression. They'll dance with each other, you know.
Yeah. It's a tango. Takes two to tango, you know?
Yeah.
How do you know where to shade? We can probably talk about that in this little study
Yeah,
here.
we'll have to talk about that in a little bit because that's
Yeah,
a bit
that's
later.
later,
Like,
yeah.
if you don't set this stuff up, you don't know where to shade. Like
Mm-hmm.
this is how you know where to shade. Like
Yes.
setting this stage up.
Yep.
Like shading is drawing plus extra, so we're actually making the foundation for the shading right now.
Yep.
Like when you draw that mannequin right there, the thing that she lowered the opacity of, this is where a lot of the shading gets figured out.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yep.
This is where the shading gets figured out. It's like, this could be in shadow,
Yeah.
right? This could be in shadow. Like it's a cylinder. You get cores, and you get a lit side and you get a dark side.
And the body is basic, just a bunch of forms, right? Like imagine here's a box. Here's a cylinder. I'm just kind of doing some random forms right here. Here's a sphere. If you light them, where are all these shadows gonna go? Here's where this one's gonna go. Here's where this one's gonna go. They're all lit very consistently because they have the same light source.
Yeah.
Right, and so that is then put into this. So which we'll explain later, but like for now,
Yeah, like this stage right now, if you skip it, you will not be able to shade.
yeah,
If you and that doesn't mean you have to draw it. You have to at least think about it.
Yep.
Because like really, really high level artists, they may not draw it, but they're thinking about it.
Mm-hmm.
Like people who aren't as familiar with it, they're gonna have to draw it.
Yeah,
It's like the sort of thing you do 150 times in art school. You do it 150 times, 200 times, and then you can start doing steps in your head.
Yep.
Really big emphasis on, 200 times.
Yes.
Because people will do it 2 times and then they'll be like, I got this.
I
I'm
got
ready.
this."
I'm ready to start skipping steps. Oh, yep, I get it now. I understand it.
But then they end up being like, I have no idea what I'm doing anymore.
No.
So this is a very crucial step: is drawing it.
The material comes into play as well. Yes.
Yes.
The material is going to affect the a lot of stuff actually.
Yeah.
And not even just the rendering. It's going to affect how smooth the forms turn. It's going to affect how big the folds are. Like this is a relatively thick material on the jacket. It's not like a really crinkly thin shirt. And another thing is that the artist who drew this, they're also very delicate with their fabric, so they're really smoothing it out. They're making it very rounded.
Yeah, like look, once I start sharpening it, it's not gonna look like the same material anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And I start adding more frequency of folds. Like, look, that's starting to look more like a button-up shirt.
Yeah, it literally starts to turn into like something much different.
Yeah, like
So
I'm
the
going to
material
take-
is going to affect, that sort of thing.
Look at that.
How smooth your curves are. It affects the weight. It affects all kinds of stuff.
Yep. When it comes to placement of the body proportions, how do you determine the form of the body?
That would be the figure drawing part.
It would be the figure drawing part.
So that wouldn't have anything to do with costume drawing. That would have to do with drawing figures and mannequins in proportion.
Yeah. So you got your base. Like, what I do before I've added any of the folds is I try to think of the volume of the body. Notice how I'm not even talking about like, oh, what's their color style? We're not there yet. We're not there yet.
That stuff is flashy, but it is last.
Yes, exactly. So we want to go beyond the surface of the style, because we're always like, ooh, color, ooh, grainy texture. Oh, well, how do they do the folds like that? Like, no, we want to go deeper into the surface, right?
Yeah.
Deeper into the layers of the onion. So right now I'm just talking about the drawing part, right? Here is the general volume of the jacket. Okay, well now where's the belt? Okay, the belt is around where the hand is. Here's the pelvis area. There's like dark pants, and here is where I see where they added their folds. So here's like a tension fold. Boop, going diagonally across. There's one more. And so once I have this general volume, then I can add extra folds. So this is where you would do like some trench coat studies or any like t-shirt studies that are more specific, and then you'd be like, oh, okay, how do the folds react? What's the material? Okay, I know that this is where my tension folds are. This is the fundamentals of clothing drawing. Tension folds, where's the compression areas? Compression areas look like this. A lot of zigzagging, a lot of diamond, a lot of pinching, because things are being like literally compressed together, right? So I will like kind of do a little deep dive. If I want to analyze this artist and how they simplify the folds, here's their tension points, tension point. Here's where all these folds go. Okay. And you'll notice that a lot of these tension points aren't just, or these tension folds aren't just going everywhere. There's a general direction. It's coming down from up to down, and towards the shoulders, it likes to fan to that area. Oh, they added a compression fold here. I'm going to draw this in blue. Compression. And I like to use like a little symbol. Like sometimes I'll use like a little zigzag line to show compression, or I'll draw the shape of the shadow to find the compression points. Okay, compression. Compression. This is all information that I'm going to then put into my study later. So people miss this step a lot. They don't do like this little draw over. Instead, they just try to like tackle it, like brute force it, which then they get even more confused. What brush do you use? You can get this brush for free on our site. You can also find our school on the same site. But I teach all this clothing drawing stuff. Like if you suck at drawing clothes, if you suck at drawing bodies, or even drawing forms and dimension, like we cover that in our anime art school, which is basically like a college alternative for art. But yeah, like, okay, tension fold again, tension, tension. Ah, compression. Right in here, right in here. And you'll notice these patterns. The more clothing studies that you do, even if it's like style studies or whatever, you'll notice these patterns. Oh, they like to appear in joints. They like to appear at the bottom of clothing. Like sleeves, you'll see a lot of compression areas. Compression, compression, tension. So once you make a little map, then you can draw it, right? Now everything starts like making sense. So one thing to do to make your folds look better is to not do this, is not to just like draw random lines that have no form, right? This is just like a shape and lines inside. Instead, think about how the fold wraps over the cylinder. That's how you make it look more natural. And this is what this artist knows how to do. Mm-hmm. They know how to make it very natural. So let me just take away my little doodles right in here.
All right, I drew a really quick like little mannequin for you.
Perfect.
So basically the question earlier, which is like the let me look. What was it called? When it comes to placement of the body and proportions, that would be your figure drawing fundamentals. So really good rule of thumb is that the upper body, generally you can divide it into thirds. All right. And you've got the top third. So this is a little figure that I just drew. The top third is generally going to be the top of your head to the pit of the neck. The second third is going to be the pit of the neck to the bottom of the rib cage. And the third is going to be the bottom of the rib cage to the pubic bone, which is like the crotch, right? This is a pretty standard breakdown. And then all three of these would be one half of the body, and then you duplicate it down, you double it down, and that would be the legs generally. And then the bottom of the kneecaps tend to end halfway point. That's like a very standard figure drawing breakdown. Obviously, people are all different shapes and sizes, but this is a really good little mannequin to get started.
So good.
And we're not obviously going to do a figure drawing class today. Like we're breaking down an artist and their style, but just to answer the question of that sort of thing, it's like, where do you get started? Generally, this.
Yep.
And if you want to draw figures with clothing, it's really useful. And then you can just break these down as whatever you want. Cylinders, boxes, rounded forms. I like to make the arms cylinders. You know, you can have like a large cylinder into a small cylinder, or a large right here at the forearm, kind of like here. And it goes into maybe like a box, and then the wrist could be
morphing
like that.
forms.
And then the deltoid would be kind of like on top of that, right? And it's like these forms, as long as you have the general forms, you can put clothing on them later, which is exactly what Christina's doing here, right? This is as complicated as her mannequin was. It's a cylinder for an upper arm, a cylinder for a lower arm.
Yep.
And then it's like you're able to add clothes to this because it's a mannequin. Like, it doesn't have to be complicated. Like, you've seen those mannequins at the mall, and they're just like wooden cylinders connected with little joints, and you put clothes on them and it looks like a person.
Yeah. Yes, we do have a website. You can check it out here. It's dryanime.com.
Yep.
What is most important? Focus on art style, then learn the fundamentals, or focus on fundamentals, then find the art style?
Wait, what? Where's that at?
YT.
Focus on art style, then learn the fundamentals. Art style develops naturally. You don't even have to think about art style. You just develop an art style based on what you enjoy drawing. I've never really thought about an art style before. A lot of people don't. You can, but it's not really necessary. Most of what people think looks good about an art style is just solid fundamentals.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, oh my gosh, she has such a unique voice. She spent 20 years practicing singing. It's like her voice is her voice. She was an amazing,
Yeah.
just like singers. It's like they've practiced the fundamentals of singing, and then their voice and their style develops naturally based on what they're interested in. And it's the same with like, any creative industry. It's like you focus on the fundamentals and your own personality shines through, just because you can't not be you. You have to be you. You are you. If you like drawing cars, you'll get better at drawing cars and rendering materials and reflective surfaces and paint. If you like drawing animals, drawing a bunch of animals is going to affect your style. Like, you can't not be you.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, like, if you're really, really worried about your style, you can absolutely ignore it entirely, and you will still develop a style based on who you learn from and what you tend to draw. Those are the two biggest factors. Two biggest factors. Who are your teachers, and what do you draw?
Yeah.
And then you can affect it, right? You can go, I want to develop an art style like Yusuke Murata. And then you can just bring this up and start doing studies of his work and be like, what do you want to study? Like how he composes things and everything. But of course, these are all, you got foundation here, right? You've got perspective, you've got composition. Like there's a lot of perspective and composition in here. This is just something I brought up before stream, right?
That's fun.
And you'll develop a style that's based on what you're interested in. Look, here is a 1-point perspective with a tilted horizon line. That's 1-point perspective is 1-point perspective. Like, but how he shows different things is how he wants to. Like, you got this really dark area up here. Down here, it's a lot lighter. Like, that's cool. You got, like, little indications of reflections on the ground. So you can study that, but no amount of studying this guy's style is going to replace just learning 1-point perspective and becoming proficient at it.
Yeah. Oh, interesting. I've always wanted to go to art school, but I don't know if it's even worth it.
A lot of them aren't. Some of them are. It depends on what you want to learn, what your situation is financially, what your goals are. Like, it's very difficult to
Yeah.
answer whether art school is worth it or not, because it's so contextual.
Yeah.
I would say more and more and more groups of people, it's not becoming worth it for as time goes on.
Yeah.
Like maybe 20 years ago, it was more worth it for more people than it is now.
Yeah. I would say if you want to like learn the fundamentals of art, but like also be on a budget, like you can check out our art school.
Yep.
This is
We
an
have
online
one
school. Yep.
self-paced online. It's basically an art school replacement. You can go through it at your own pace. It's all recorded. It's like a recorded college, and it's lifetime access, one-time purchase.
Yeah.
So if that's something you're interested in, you can check it out.
Yeah. We went to art school, and
Yep.
so you wouldn't be missing out on it.
Yep. Went to art school, worked professionally for years, teach everything, pretty much everything we know.
Yeah. So here's a cool tip. Folds like to spiral, especially when you have like a turning arm. So let me draw this. You'll notice that there's a spiral coming out like this. Kind of like that. You'll see that a lot in a lot of folds. And so I'm like, okay, I noticed that. Now I'm going to put that in my drawing. Folds are one of those things where if it's not being, there's a cause and effect. Cause and effect happens in clothing folds a lot. So it's like, oh, if cloth is being squeezed, you're going to see this bunching. If it's turning, you're going to get bunching and compression like this. And guess what? This is a really good line work exercise.
Yep.
This is the Will Weston toothpaste swirl exercise. Right? This is a great line work exercise to show that. Okay, so let's do that.
If you've already completed the school, you can go back and check the classes again. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can rewatch any lesson as many times as you want. It's like a playlist.
Yeah.
It's like, think of the school as like a YouTube playlist, except it's a college.
Yeah.
All of your college classes, every lesson is accessible instantly and rewatchable as many times as you want. We made it as flexible as possible because a lot of people want to learn art, but they don't have the time to go through a program that is at a specific pace. And they need to, like, different people learn at different paces as well, right?
Yeah.
Like, some person might need to do an assignment 3 times to understand it. But if you take a class, they only go over it once, and now you're left behind.
Yep.
So we want our program to be as flexible as possible.
How old do you have to be to join? We recommend at least 13 and older.
There's no strict age limit because there's nothing inappropriate in the classes. Just remember that it is more like a college program and not like a kids drawing program.
Yeah.
So if you are young, understand what you're getting into, which
Yeah.
is like college classes.
So this is the fun part. This is where the folds come into play, and this is where we can kind of get into like the rendering part later on, how the artist renders.
Although you did kind of render a little bit already.
I did, didn't I? I did. Let me just
this is a really fun
take
part.
out those shapes.
This is where you break everything into 2 values.
Yeah, 2 values. 2 values meaning like, one light, 1 dark, and not anything and nothing in between, just very simple. It's so fun breaking down this kind of art because you're like, oh my gosh, they know the fundamentals. Oh,
Yeah.
So that's how they do it.
I gotta go to the bathroom.
No problem. All right, so yeah, here's all the compression folds. Here's the tension folds in the crotch area. That happens so much in pants. Like, I can't look at a lot of pants and find those folds. You will see that they happen almost constantly, almost no matter what, I would say. I've just drawn so many outfits that I've seen this constantly. Okay, so we got tension folds, we got compression folds, everything's in the right spot. This is where people are like, oh my gosh, but how do you know where to shade? This is where lighting comes into play. So this person knows how to light things. They know how the form rolls around. So I would say your shadows tells you where your lights are. Christina, is it true Applejack's bed fell when he was sleeping on it? Oh yeah, it's true. It's true. I feel so awkward drawing pants because of the crotch area. Oh, totally understand. Just know that if you don't do that, it's going to look unnatural. So like, that's just the nature of drawing. Is like when you focus too much on it, you end up overemphasizing it. So just get the lines that you need, and then it will look seamless. So it just takes a lot of practice. But yeah, what I look for is where's the light source. Light source looks like it's coming from generally the front because you know how I know that. This is where it's telling me. My shadows are on the sides or on the edges. And anytime that there's like a crease or fold, there's going to be a shadow area. So like I will keep in mind, oh, if there's like a Y shape or this kind of shaped fold, and there's another fold, there's going to be a crease shadow in here, because I see it in here and I see it in here. I see it in here. Look at this is where the cast shadow is. If it were from the diagonal, maybe the shadow would look more like this, but it looks like it's coming mainly from the front. So I would look at where the cast shadows are, and that's where the light is. And this is the fun part. You know, if you were gonna go like full on rendering mode on this, you would try to put as many, I don't know, at like 5 values at most, like a light, a light, a dark, and a lighter light. This person doesn't do that.
Yeah.
This person works with primarily like maybe even like 2 values. I would say.
Well,
This is
they
the
have the
darkest
pants
it
and the
goes.
shirt.
That's true. I guess I meant for the trench
For the
coat.
whole outfit, just the trench coat,
Yeah.
it's like
2 values.
2 values basically.
Mm-hmm.
You exclude transitions between those 2 values.
Yeah. So like,
Yeah,
I
you
just
would
color
you
pick?
would mask the entire outfit. Like
Yeah.
you'd start by just masking the whole outfit, making it your 1 value.
mm-hmm. So to me, when you add,
Can't you, just like selection tool it?
yeah, I guess I should have done this section.
You're
I
like
guess I was-
Robloxing it.
I am Robloxing it.
Does this
It gets
work?
the same.
I guess that worked
It
too.
does work. So like I will mask it out, and then I will separate out value groups depending on the outfit. So these pants, because they're darker, will have its own value group. Because this one is lighter, they will have their own value group. And then there's the middle. So light, medium, and dark. So this is a cool light. So I'm now separating them based on light and dark local values. This is more of like, what colors are they using? This to me looks kind of like a warm dark gray. So I'm going to estimate and say, okay, it's kind of like a violet gray. It's going to be more desaturated.
Value is darkness and lightness.
Yeah, value is darkness and lightness.
Yes, this is advanced.
Yeah, it's very advanced.
This is advanced. This is what chat wanted, and we're covering some of the stuff
Yeah.
that chat wanted, which is advanced. They don't know it's advanced a lot of the time, but it is.
It is.
This is rendering. Like, there's a lot of stuff before this stage.
Mm-hmm.
Figure drawing and proportion,
Like this page.
tension and compression, dimensional drawing, you know, one of the big ones, which is kind of unavoidable because it's pretty much the stage before everything.
Yeah.
Now we're blocking out our local values, and then we're going to put in the second value, which is the areas of light and areas of dark. So it's like, it's very process driven. It is advanced, and unfortunately, we don't have time to teach everything on stream.
No.
Everything was drawn on stream, but you know,
can't
you would
cover
spend
everything.
you would spend whatever 14 weeks on just like figure drawing before you'd ever even try to start drawing clothing.
Absolutely.
Or you would spend like, this is what week would this even be? Like 7 or 8 or something of a costume drawing class?
Yeah, like 7 or 8. Kind of getting close to the finals.
Yeah, like this is the advanced stuff.
Yeah. Like actually the final weeks I cover like coloring and rendering clothes. So most of the class is drawing clothes, drawing mannequins,
Yep.
right? Well, this is the fun part. Where are the shadows? Oh, okay, let's add like, okay, so this is what I like about this artist. They use a lot of graphical shapes.
Yeah.
They're not
That's
trying to like
awesome.
shade every single fold. They're like, what's this shape? What's this shape? What's
Yeah.
that shape?
It's like, this is 2D versus 3D thinking, chat. If you've been here before for a while, you may have heard us talk about this. 2D versus 3D thinking is like, the values that you use, they respect the form.
Yeah.
Like, she's drawing around the cylinder. Like, for example, I'll just do a thing really quick.
Do
Are you
it.
drawing on top on a new
Yeah.
layer? Or?
Yeah, I am.
Okay. So, for example, you've got a cylinder, right? Let me think. I'm gonna set up maybe the ground.
Oh, we cover more than just anime.
Oh my gosh,
for
it's
our
a foundation
classes.
college.
Yeah. It's foundation college.
Yeah. Right, and then we go, okay, let's put a cylinder down here. So we're going to talk about 2D versus 3D thinking, right? And we'll just start with this. So this is a cylinder, and let's just say that the light is coming from pretty much above, all right? So we're going to render this sphere like this.
Ooh.
This sphere is going to cast a shadow over top of this cylinder, maybe like this. This cylinder is going to get a shadow right here. And so I would think about this entire area in two values. This is like what this artist is doing on their clothes, right? They're going, this sphere is casting a shadow over top of this cylinder, right? But here's the thing. This cylinder is also going to be casting a shadow on the ground. And so it's going to look something like this. And we're just going to ignore the boundaries between stuff.
Yeah.
We're going to ignore... This sucks. Thank you.
With the amount of people learning from you guys, you could build your own school. We did.
That's crazy. We will think about that. Thank you. You can check out our school right here.
Yep.
Drawanime.com. It's going to be the yellow button. It's called Anime Art School. But anyways, 2D versus 3D thinking, right? Now let's add a third value, and let's get rid of this line work. So I'll just add a random third value here. And what the heck? What is this? Oh my gosh.
Just skimmed through your art school website, and I have a question. Does each class you offer truly give enough content each class for 3 full terms? Forgive me for being skeptical.
I genuinely do think so. Every single week has like hours of lessons, and then there's a bulky homework assignment as well.
Yeah.
I would say people tend to vastly underestimate how long things take them. Ask our prospective students. Every single week they come in going, I thought this assignment would go... Like, drawing 100 boxes is an entire week's worth of work for a lot of students.
Yeah.
We don't give them 100
drawing 25
boxes.
figures is like
25 figures. So we're taking a class from Will Weston right now, right? He's a really famous figure drawing teacher. We're taking a class from him because Christine and I still take classes. It's a live class. His homework assignment for the first week was to draw 25 figures. Whole week. 25 figures. It just takes a while. But if you're curious, you can actually download the syllabus PDF. Okay, so let's go down here and let's go here.
I also keep in mind, like, your time and schedule.
Yeah.
So, like, if you have all the time that you need, then you're probably going to go through the classes much faster.
Yeah.
But it also takes a lot of time to get the material, even if the videos are a bit shorter. Because you're, like, learning a new way to draw.
Yeah. So we're going to break this into 3 values in order to show all of this stuff. And in some of the classes, there are so many lessons. Like, I hate to say it, but in the painting class, in some of the weeks, there's literally like 10 hours of stuff to watch for a single week. It's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It's a lot, right? We'll do this, and then we can start to, curve this in, maybe like the shadow of the sphere or whatever, right? We're not going to plot it and everything exactly, but we're going to like kind of guesstimate. And so like these 3 values here, this is kind of what the artist is doing, right? Like they have the form, the 3-dimensional form, and then they light the 3D form, and then they think like this shape, the 2-dimensionally, right? Now we're going to go to the 2-dimensional part. Is this shape cool, regardless of subject matter? Does it have good design? Does this shape... This is like graphic design, right? This is straight up graphic design. Does this shape look cool? And then it's like Y/Y not. And it's like this shape has to serve 2 functions. It has to describe what we're looking at. It's a cylinder with a shadow on it. And it has to look cool. 2D looks cool. 3D, it describes what we're looking at. And this is a really important topic. It's called 2D versus 3D thinking, or 2D/3D thinking. And we take this and we go back to here, except instead of a ball in a cylinder, it's a sleeve and the hip. You see this now, like you like squint your eyes and you just look at this shape 2-dimensionally without context of what you're actually looking at. Does that shape look cool? And I would say it absolutely does. It's a cool shape.
They like to blend. A lot of artists do this, but they blend shadow shapes together. So, like, you'll see that if you squint your eyes, you won't see the boundary of this. You won't
Yeah.
see, oh, a clear line.
Yeah.
It's all blended together.
And they could remove it.
They could remove it for sure.
Easy to remove.
So like this all here is a cool shape.
Yep. So it's like, what makes a cool shape? Well, that gets into design and asymmetry and big, medium, and small and close together and far away and leading the eye and composition. Like that is very, very, very graphical. Like shapes are like graphical. They're very graphical things. And you have like big things, little things, different mark making as well as like, and it's like, the thing is that like, the artist I was showing earlier, Yusuke Murata, he's doing the same thing as this artist is. They're doing the same thing. Here, you've got interesting shapes that are cool on their own without subject matter, right? Like look at Genos and his head in the can I like zoom in on this?
That's such a funny pose.
Right? Look at the graphical shape of his vest. That's it's just a good shape.
Look at look at the shadows in the pants.
Yep. Here's the shadows in the pants. The shape is cool, and then it also describes what you're looking at, and when those two things mesh together, it's awesome.
Oh my goodness.
What's this?
Oh, thank you,
Oh, thank
Borns.
you
You're
so much,
generous. Here's for always teaching. You have no idea how much I look forward to your streams. Have an awesome, beautiful day. You have an awesome.
You have an awesome day.
You are so sweet.
That's a $20 super chat from Vorns. That is very nice. I really, really appreciate it. Can we get some W's in the chat? W's in the chat, please, because that's absolutely awesome. And so, like, you just go through any of this stuff, right? And you'll see this artist is an expert at this sort of thing.
I love that bottom panel right there.
This
so
one,
good.
Look,
Solid
this shape. See, we're gonna. Oops. Where did I go?
There
that
it
one.
is.
Okay, so let's take this shape. Let's go to my snipping tool. Take a screenshot, and let's just take this panel here. Thank you so much, Vorns, by the way.
Yes, thank you.
Here it is. This is a very graphical shape. Look how dynamic this shape is. We've got a large area. We've got a small area. We've got kind of like a medium-ish area, and we've got another large area. Like, if this were, like, if we made this shape boring, it would probably look like this. And we would just go, let's make it even.
Yeah.
Let's make this shape boring. Let's make it symmetrical.
Mortifying.
Yeah. What makes something look boring? Symmetry, evenness, no flow. But you'll see that even this very graphical shape right here is interesting. And then they go, look at this shape.
That's a good shape.
This is a good shape. It does two functions, right? It looks cool. Kind of looks like the Nike logo. It looks cool. And it also describes his chin and the neck. Like, two functions. It serves a two-dimensional function. It serves a three-dimensional function. And every one of these things does that, right? Like this fist shape. If we just take this out entirely and we describe the shape for what it is, like we just look at the shape, it's like an interesting shape. And so when Christina's drawing this, look at that blue shape there, right?
This, I literally just
abstract.
connected all of the shapes. And it's like a huge, long shape that looks super cool.
This is one of my favorite things about art, by the way, because this is
is.
where like you get, this is abstraction, and abstraction is super important.
Yeah. And so I'm like, okay, that's a really interesting tip. Let's apply that into our drawing. So I also noticed that they use a lot of cool and warm. This is going a little bit on color theory. So they know color theory as well. They know how to manipulate light and dark and colors. I can tell that this is a gray color. This is a gray trench coat with cooler shadows. So, okay, yeah, that's like warm and cool, right? It's not a rule, it's just a concept. So I'm gonna draw my shadow shape along this part here. I'm making mine a little bit darker so it's easier to see. Oh, and I'm noticing this, look. They know how to describe form with shadow. Because look, this is like the side of a cylinder. But they're also describing these folds and how the shadows are cast from these folds here. So I'm like, okay, that's a very distinct shape. These shapes are caused for a reason. They're not random. So I think the misconception about clothes is that people think it's random, which is not. You just got to look for the clues. So there's that 3 shape. Here's this sleeve connecting to the shadow on over here. And now you're seeing really, really interesting shapes again. And look, there's a shape here. Oops, I'm not showing it right here. There's a shape here. Here's a shape. Let's put it in here. Boop. Boop. Now it's looking closer and closer to the original artist. My line work is very heavy right now, but I could easily go in and just like lessen it. And now it looks more like the character artist, right? But I actually should have separated this earlier. Let me do that.
Sure, I'll go back to my
Yeah,
stream
you
for a
can
little
go-
bit while
you
you
can
do
do
that.
that. Mhm.
So here is our shapes, and then all we really have to do is we just have to look for hard and soft edges, right? Here's a soft edge, core shadow. Here's a soft edge. This is the cylinder's core shadow. Core shadow. This is a cast shadow, so it's going to get a hard edge. Hard edge. These two edges are going to blend together. This is going to be a hard edge, describing the cylinder. And there we go, right? And then we can just take this and we could stylize it if we want. We could shift our 3 values and we could go
Lighter.
lighter if we want, right? We can shift this value range, which is what artists do. Like, they use the same concepts, the same principles, but then they go, here's
not
my
the
value
shadows.
range. That's it, right? And it's like, look at what this artist is doing. Same thing.
Yep.
They're shifting their value range and they're playing with that concept. And then you know, everybody goes, "Oh my gosh, your style." And it's just like, the style is how you apply these fundamental things. When you learn the fundamental things and you practice them and you master them, you play with it, and then people are amazed at your style. But it's all these same principles, right?
Yeah. If I were to do comic art, if I were to do like very graphical comic art, I would take all these shadows and just turn them black. Now it's a different style now. But the same fundamentals apply. Clothing, drawing, lighting.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that. Changed it. Changed the style.
Yeah, this stuff is really, really important.
Yep.
And this is an advanced lesson. Like, this is not, we're not covering like super beginner stuff right now. We're covering pretty advanced stuff, which I think that, you know, you guys can handle for sure. Like,
Yeah, I think you guys can
I
handle
think
it.
the average person has the capacity to understand this stuff. And we don't really gatekeep or anything on this channel.
No.
So we cover whatever we feel like.
Yeah. So
Does value change based on the intensity of the light? Yes. And
Yes.
the exposure of your camera. And a lot of factors. I mean, the value changes based on every factor, basically.
And I'll notice things like, in these kind of shadows, like the in between, but basically between the light and the darker darks, they add a more saturated middle ground within this value structure, so it makes it look more interesting. But it's still describing that same fold. You're just using a more saturated color.
Yeah, and they're not wrecking this.
Yeah, they're not wrecking that.
They're not going to wreck this. Like, you could do anything you want with this, right? You could come in here and go whatever. Mess with your layer settings and do like, I don't know, do like
That's
this
a cool
kind of
one.
thing. It's still there. Like, the structure is still there. So I bring this into black and white, the structure is still there, right? And then people go, "Oh my gosh, the style,
The colors.
the colors." And then we can go over here and we go whatever. "Oh my gosh, the colors. I love this style," or whatever, you know,
love this
like
color style.
anything you want
Well,
to
that
do
one's cool.
is anything you want to do is within your reach. And it's like, "Oh my gosh." And then whatever, like, and it's the same thing with clothing drawing. Like, the reason I did it with a sphere and a cylinder is because when you look at this, you get so distracted by the fact that it's clothes that sometimes it's hard to see past it.
Yeah.
But when you look at a sphere and a cylinder, it's like, it's a sphere and a cylinder. It's not anything that my brain has like emotional meaning,
Connection.
like an
or
emotional
distraction.
connection to. Yeah. Make it Miki color.
Miki
Every
color.
color is Miki color.
True. And so when you have the fundamentals, everything else becomes easier. Oh, look at that. Look how they describe that, the indentation of the sleeve, right? Or not sleeve, the lapels.
Yeah.
They just drew like a little streak like that. Oh, I'm going to try that too. Like that.
What's Miki?
Miki?
Miki is
Best
the best girl. She's basically the pop star idol of Anime Academy. We have a book. She is the girl on the cover of book volume 2.
Yep.
Her sister Miko is on the cover of book volume 1. And they're kind of like the mascots of
They're a double
Anime
mascots.
Academy. They're sisters, and they draw. And Miki's my original character. I made her a long time ago, and we dug her back up for Anime Academy and gave her a sister, and they're the mascots. So
Yeah. That's Miki. I actually drew her earlier
Miki
this
is
stream.
all things. Yeah. So
yeah.
anytime,
Oh, crap, I have so many layers now.
anytime Miki comes up, someone asks about her, we talk about her.
Yeah.
I think I have one of those books.
Oh, really? Nice.
Awesome. Yeah, there are books.
Okay.
They are our books. We publish them, and you can buy them on Amazon or our TikTok shop.
Okay. Yeah. And once again, I'm not getting distracted by the grainy texture. That's surface level stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is the hard stuff. But then you can always just put a grain filter on top, and you're like, oh, there's a style, right? Oh,
Miki is
interesting.
all things.
Yes.
All things for all people. They said it couldn't be done.
Mm-hmm. And we'll move on to critique soon, but like I'm hoping that this is helpful to some of you guys who are like, I have no idea how to break down a style.
Yeah, we're art help maxing.
Yeah. Buttons, describing the form with buttons. And then, you know, even in the lighter areas, some people will make the mistake to make the shadows way too dark. They'll choose a shadow color and be like, oh, it should be this dark too. But then it distracts from the overall image. So like you have to also keep in mind that light things, their shadows won't get as dark as the darkest thing on the medium side, right? Or it won't get as dark as this. It'll stay within its own lane because everything's got to be organized. And this person just does really beautiful artwork for clothing. I like this I always like this person's artwork. I aspire to make my art look like theirs. And then you can see that the value group in the pants is very limited too. It's just two values. Light, dark, and maybe a little bit in between. So maybe 3 values. But like most of the time it's pretty graphic.
Yeah.
It's medium, like a 70% gray with almost black. And so this is where grayscale also becomes very handy. It's because you know the ratios and you know how dark certain colors get. And then you can start thinking of that.
And all the stuff from earlier still applies. You're still describing this, right? The form. Before we added the funny colors, we're still describing the forms. We're still thinking about form change. We're still thinking about cast shadows and lighting direction. And we're still restricting our value range. And then we're applying it to something that we recognize.
Yeah.
Clothing.
Mm-hmm.
And this, you know, you could learn different ways. Like generally speaking, you're going to start with 2 values and then you're going to move into 3, 4, 5. Sometimes you'll never move that far. A lot of the time people like comic artists, they'll just draw in 2 values.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the time. Have we / will we do manga style line art lessons? Maybe in the future at some point.
Maybe in the future.
Yeah, this live stream is on YouTube currently. Our YouTube channel is the same name, Draw Anime Academy. And it is on there. You can go rewatch this as many times as you want.
Mm-hmm. So at this point, yeah, you got... It looks very similar to the artist style. But like for me, I actually made the shadows a bit too dark. So I need to lighten that. If I want to go like very accurate with the artist, I'm like, okay, I gotta lighten things. And so this is like, okay, if you want to be more accurate, you gotta notice those little inconsistencies. You know, maybe the gray needs to be a little bit lighter. Pretty monochromatic. But that's how I would start, and then I would take it even further. So after this, I would be like, okay, what are the hard and soft edges?
Yeah, this is a first pass.
This is a first pass, exactly. It's not the final.
This is a rough draft. Like we're already doing this well, and we're in rough draft phase.
Yeah, I know, right? It's so like encouraging. You don't really need a lot to get a good start or a good drawing.
Yeah.
You just need the most important things like your form, you know, your proportion, your form, how does it roll over the sleeve, what's the volume of the clothing. You need your light and your darks, and then some color change, and then that's it. That's it. Is this copy study or rough study? This is a style study. I'm studying this person's style. So I'm studying, how do they render? How do they render clothing? How do they separate out values? All those things. But I went like from the beginning like this. This is what it started with.
Yep.
And then we went into this. And then we went into the drawing part, which looked like this. Right? And then we filled it with color, our base colors, added value. Let me duplicate this and merge that down. And if you want to make this more interesting, what is this? Noise? What is this? Is there such thing as grain texture in this program?
I don't know. I don't know
Not
how.
sure.
I don't know what effect they use to get the grain texture.
I don't know. I was just gonna put some like noise, but yeah, that's it. That's how you do the style study. Interesting way to dissect one's art style to see how we study it. Yeah, that's how I would study anyone's art style. Like I would do this with Rino Tuna's work. I would do this with T.B. Choi's work, Hickam Hobchi's work, because you're just reverse engineering it. Think it's the brush? It probably is the brush.
It could be any number
could be
of
any
things,
number of
honestly.
things.
There's
Yeah.
so many different ways to achieve different effects. If I wanted to really, really figure out how they achieve this exact effect, I would just look through their page and see if they've ever talked about it. And if I can't find anything, I'd email them about it, or I'd ask to pay them for an hour of their time, and they could break it down. This person might even have like a Colosso class or something.
Oh yeah, they
honestly.
do actually.
They probably talk about it in there.
Yeah.
And if I was like hell-bent on figuring out how they do it, I would just buy their class
Yeah.
and go through it.
But there's my style study breakdown. Ooh. Something that I noticed is that they like to add a lot of warm areas and warm and cool. So like warm edges, especially in like areas like here, they like to add that. You'll see it in here too. Bits of warmth. A lot of cool, a little bit of warmth in between. And then afterwards, you kind of just like noodle on it after a little bit more. Like I think I would add a bit more of an orangish tone in the lights, but I'm gonna make sure that I keep it like within the value structure. So I'm not going like super bright. I'm not changing the value structure like this. This is now way too bright. I'm trying to keep within the structure and just adding like a tiny little wash. That's a bit too saturated. There we go. That's a bit better. There we go. Hue shifts. Yeah, hue shifts. What's the name of the artist? The artist is Nanoka-san on Instagram, IG.
Yeah. And the real impressive thing about the artist is the elegance in which they do it. Like their mastery over they obviously have a really, really good process, and they have a really consistent and effective, like they have a mastery over it. That's very impressive. And it's like, cause you get to a point where everybody knows the same fundamentals. Like, you know what a half lock fold is a half lock fold. A pipe fold is a pipe fold. You're like, oh, they're using a pipe fold here. Oh, they're using that there. Like, you get to a point where you're basically just like, the really impressive thing about an artist is just how effortlessly they can apply these different fundamentals elegantly, consistently, over and over and over and over in such interesting ways.
Yeah,
it's like these little decisions that are very, very effective that they just make over and over and over, and it's so good.
It's
like
so
the technical
good.
ability is very good. Their mastery over value control and the fundamentals and proportion and like material as well is really good. So it's very impressive.
And this is where I would go over and kind of paint over and clarify shapes. This is the mind-numbing part. Nah, I shouldn't say mind-numbing. This is the part where you can relax a bit more. Because like a lot of the stuff that we did here and to this point is a lot of thinking. It takes a lot of mental energy to do this. Yeah. So when everything else is like figured out, you're like, okay, I can just put out a podcast, watch a movie while I'm drawing, you know? So, yeah.
Very cool. Just put your books in my cart. Oh, nice.
Awesome, thank you.
Yeah, we worked really hard on our books.
Yeah.
Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm.
I like doing demos like this.
Yeah, I think it's really fun.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to do critiques?
We can check it out. Sure.
Yeah, we can check it out. I like their use of these blues. I need to put that in here to make it more accurate to the drawing. There we go. What do your guys' books go over? We go over multiple things. It depends on what book you get. If you get book 1, it talks about like the basics of drawing anime, has a lot of step-by-steps of how to draw eyes, bodies, has anatomy breakdowns, so, and also some rendering and hair. So let me just, here's like proportion, for example, of the body and how you can think about anatomy, breaking it down step by step. And then it goes over like step-by-steps of drawing poses, to clothing, what types of clothing there are, and then to color and rendering. A little bit of rendering. You're like, look, this is the basics of rendering right here. We have it in our book. And then, you know, we cover a process of how to do illustrations towards the end. So cool, how quick did you do that? So cool how quick you did that? Oh, thank you. And then book 2 covers the basics of character design. Like you design your own characters for your own stories. Cover a lot of things like expressions, more facial feature stuff. Yeah, oh yeah, there it is. More facial features, heads in different angles. This one like is goes more into dives more into detail of how to change head shapes and solving out body types. So this is like an extension of book 1, but you can have like both books.
Yeah.
They're like sister books.
People think that fundamentals are very rigid, but a lot of the times it's more just a starting point that gives you structure.
Yeah.
Like you learn figure drawing and you will learn an 8-head figure proportion, but you are in no way locked to it. Like you will spend just as much time practicing varying body types and proportions as you will the 8-head figure. Like in general, right? Like you'll spend hundreds of hours practicing an 8-head figure, and then you will also spend hundreds of hours tweaking it and modifying the proportions and pushing and pulling. Mm-hmm. People think like, oh, if I learn this thing, all of my work is going to get locked to that.
Yeah.
But it's really not how it is at all. Your work doesn't get locked to it. It gets the benefit of the structure, and then you can decide how much or how little you want to actually apply it.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to make this a bit lighter.
When I render the shadow, should I add darker or lighter values or both? I'm not really... It depends where you're starting.
Yeah, depends on where you're starting.
Like if you want to render the shadows and what you have down is black, like the only thing you can do is go lighter. You can't go darker than the darkest.
Yeah.
Or if you've put in the shadow and it's very minimal, like the only thing you can really do is go darker. Or if you put it in and it's the middle value, you could go darker and lighter. So it's like it depends on your starting point, right? Like this right here. My shadows are quite light or are quite dark, right? They're kind of like in the middle. So I could take maybe a value like this and I could add a little bit of bounce light. Probably less than that, like this, right? Or I could take this and go, oh, add a bit of bounce light. So I'd be going lighter. But down here, maybe where my ambient occlusion is, I could go maybe a little bit darker.
It's almost like, what intention do you want? Like,
Yeah.
do you want to separate things out more? Do you want to blend things in more?
Yeah, and maybe, oh, we've got our cast shadow, right? Darker. We've got our cast shadow. Darker. It's not receiving any bounce light. We've got our core shadow. Maybe darker. We've got our cast shadow up here. Maybe darker, right? So, like, you can start going darker and lighter depending, you know, like this side right here, we might actually get a considerable amount of bounce on. So I may just go and add a little bit lighter right there, right? We could refine this. So, but if these shadows were black to start, then I would have only been able to go lighter. You know, like refinement.
Ooh.
But it depends. If you don't want to do that, you don't have to. It's like, this is kind of the point where it's up to your own personal, like, what you feel like doing. That's like the artistic part.
I have a quick question. When do you decide an art piece is done? I always have a hard time finishing up an illustration because I feel like there's always something I can improve on.
I think that's more of like a personal decision that's based on what the artist feels.
Yeah. I think...
Like, it's whenever you decide it's done.
Yeah. Well, you don't have to resolve every single thing. That's first of all. Like, you'll look at a lot of, like, these really good paintings. Like, they're
not all
they're
resolved.
not all... Yeah, they're not all resolved.
It's not necessarily finished when it's as detailed as it will ever be.
Yeah.
You know? Can't we just start? I got both. Oh, you mean the books? Oh, awesome. Sick.
Yay.
Did you get them from the TikTok shop?
The Anatomy in Yellow's book is like a science textbook. It's so detailed. I really appreciate the color coding and specific labeling of muscle groups. It's so helpful.
Awesome.
Thank you. I love that kind of stuff too. Helps me a lot.
Yeah. Well, we don't honestly do critiques that often on stream. I'm not that I'm against critiques necessarily, but they're very... The problem with critiques is that everybody who's not getting their work critique ignores them, or at least like 95% of people. If it's not their work, they ignore it. It happens everywhere. It happens in school. It happens in classes. It happens when you take online classes. Is like the instructor critiques a student's work, and any student that's not that student doesn't pay attention to it.
Yeah.
It's just like natural. So we try to cover things on stream that more people pay attention to. Occasionally we will do topics that we're very passionate about and find interesting, but most of the time, the only person who's really paying attention is the individual being critiqued.
Yeah.
Or not the only person, but almost the only person. And, you know, it's not like a bad thing. It's just how people
natural.
work. It's just naturally how people work and pay attention and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, it happens everywhere. It happens in art center. You take an art center class, it costs over $5,000 for a single 14-week class, and half the students are on their phones when other people are getting critiqued. It's just how it works.
Yeah. Only on TikTok if it's in the States for the books. If your country can do Amazon, you can get our books there too.
Do you think artists need to reach a specific skill level first to start selling their art? Yeah, being able to sell.
Yes.
There is no art skill level. If someone will buy your art, then they'll buy it. Like, look at some of Picasso's stuff, right? Like, he literally will draw a stick man and it'll sell for like millions or something.
Because the brand.
It's like, no, I'm not saying Picasso is terrible, but he's done terrible drawings that have sold for a lot. It's the ability to sell that's the difficult part. It's not the skill of the artist. I would say the skill of the artist definitely helps, but skill, you could replace that word with fame. You know,
Yeah.
The fame of the artist would help. I can guarantee you if
I'm sure a lot of people would buy PewDiePie's artwork.
I can guarantee you if Banksy, put a dot on a page, people would buy it.
Yeah, for like millions of dollars because he's Banksy.
So, like, bad news is if you're trying to sell your art, welcome to the world of business.
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe good news, maybe bad news, but it is the news. If you are trying to sell something, you are in business. You're in the game of sales now. If you're really, really good, the art can sell itself sometimes. But there's a lot of really good artists out there who don't sell very much art. Like, let me tell you, especially in like the fine art industry, like there's some phenomenal oil painters out there who have a lot of trouble selling their work because they don't really sell very well. They don't know how to create a movement, right? Like, I practice selling Miki all the time. I'm just like, here's why you should get behind this. Like, that's what it is. Like, when you're passionate about something and you get people on board with it, it's sales. Like, you don't have to sell something physically. You can sell the idea of something. You can sell people on why they should be excited about something. You know, like, we run challenges, we hype people up for it, we're selling. It's like, why you should be interested in these challenges that are coming up.
Yep.
And it's like, because they're fun, because it's good for you, because it's something to do during the summer. And people are like, yeah, you know what? You're right. I think I'll do them. Like, we have to sell challenges every time we do them. We're not charging money. We're convincing people that our thing to do is better than all the other things they could be doing during the summer.
Yeah.
Like, this is getting into more business stuff, but
That's
like,
fun.
artists do the same thing. Like, the sooner you realize that if you want to sell your artwork, that's really what you're doing, the faster your artwork will start selling. Oh, well, you can choose whatever you want if you want to start critiquing something or whatever.
Can you switch to your screen real quick just in case?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, cylinder.
All right, let me see crit submissions. Okay, you can switch back now. Character design, how to make it more interesting.
And sales is hard.
pretty.
And artists a lot of the time don't like to sell because it's boring to them. So that's like one of the big ideas of the starving artist is like, you don't sell your work when you're not good at selling. And most artists don't want to sell. They want to draw.
Yeah.
So sometimes people will partner. Like, an artist will have a salesperson that will work and sell. And if the artist is good and the salesperson is good, then they both make a bunch of money. Or you'll have an artist who can sell.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah. But like, as soon as you're trying to get someone to buy something, you're not in the world of art anymore. You're in the world of sales.
Yeah.
Please critique me. I need help. Like, art just happens to be the product, but sales is sales.
I can talk about some things about Fox's stuff. I do like a lot of these. I think your character designs have a lot of potential, Fox. I think we just need to be a bit more sophisticated with shape language and intention. Like, I think you have a great start, especially with these first three that I just saved. So let me go in. Let me just save this to another file right here. One second. Sorry, I need to organize my whole, like, files. I'm just gonna go back and take all this out, and then I'll organize them later. Okay. I think prettier can be a lot of things like aesthetic design or function, or like, what do you consider pretty? Do you want it to look like a Genshin type design? Do you want it to look like, what's your intention? Do you want it to be more fantasy, gritty, whichever one? I think silhouette is very important as well. I think you could go stronger. I think you have a lot of good things. Like, you have a lot of nice shapes, like areas in the chest, you know, the shoulders that are created by these shapes, right? I really like this one right here. I personally think that this one has a lot more interesting shapes than this one does, because you kind of have this like really nice mass.
Pretty bold, too.
Very bold. I like this one a lot.
Bold and brash, some would say.
Yeah, bold and brash. This one here probably is a bit more like on the tactical side, maybe like a little bit more casual. So that's totally fine. A lot of designers, especially for character artists, will use like buckles, because that adds like silhouette change. So like stuff like this is great. You know, what if graphic shapes like arm guards? I'm not saying that this is what you should do, but I'm just kind of giving you an example like how it could enhance your design.
Yeah, what happens a lot of the time during critiques is that an instructor will state a principle, and then they'll give you an example of something you could do, but you don't have to do it. Because you can only give specific examples, right? Like,
Yeah.
if Christina makes a suggestion, it may be fulfilling a certain purpose, but there may be many ways to do that. But
Yeah.
you can't draw many ways at the same time. You have to choose one and stick with it.
Yeah. Like, you know, what if Psyche had like kind of double action gloves going on? Like, she has an arm guard, which also includes like graphic design of the shape. Like, look at that. This is already an interesting shape with the arm itself. You got one strap here, and then you got another smaller strap, and these shapes are divided So like, okay, what if she had this strap, like kind of like a what's it called, a garter, an arm garter, and then what if she had extra shape language, like an extra glove that pops out like this? Like that gives more of like an interesting shape language.
Yeah, that's what people love with the Gachia Kuda style. Is like they do a lot of this stuff.
They do.
They spam it, and it works really well. And that's like one solution.
One solution,
Sick
exactly.
gloves that have really interesting silhouette change, and then they go to like this really thin. Like they'll have really thick to really thin.
Yeah.
It's like thick glove, thin forearm. That's a solution.
I'm trying to find a better brush to use. Guess I'll just use hard brush. Let's see. Yeah, that's better.
And I think you're also probably drawing tiny.
Yes, I am drawing tiny. I am drawing tiny.
It's much easier if you scale it up probably.
Yeah. Let me do that. Let me duplicate this as well. So duplicate that. Merge this. Let's blow this one up. And so this one's like the more casual tactical, right? So like what else could she have if she's like an assassin? She's got to have like some kind of belt, utility belt that could really be helpful for her missions or just everyday wear, right? Like she could have a utility belt that can once again add extra shape. So like we got a lot of tapering.
And so I would say, what is
yeah.
this outfit for? Like what?
Yeah, that's absolutely true.
No, I mean like actually Fox. Like what is she going to be doing in this outfit?
Yeah.
Like what is she going to the mall? Or is she assassinating someone? Is she surviving
Is this her uniform?
a zombie apocalypse? Like, you know what I mean? Like what is it? Where does she come from? Does she work for the military or a secret agency and this is her I'm meeting with my boss and I might get fired outfit? Because like that really affects things. That was my original outfit concept. It's her like normal fit, so she'll fit or do anything in it.
She'll fight or do anything. Okay, she's gonna fight with it and do anything with it.
So it's just like military garb.
Yeah, military garb.
Military outfit. Like a general ex-military outfit. So like I'm thinking very practical, very functional, multi-purpose. She needs to be able to move in it. Casual military inspired.
Yeah. I can totally see like why you chose this. Like really nice work on the boots, by the way.
Yeah,
this
really
I wouldn't change a thing. Tell me everything I need. You know, I think, I like adding like little garters like this, weapons, like utility bags that she can create. And look, once you start adding these buckles and belts, it starts looking a bit more tactical, which can be a really cool flavor for her.
Yeah, if you want that. So like casual military, we could do even something along the lines of like this.
Yeah.
So she has like leggings on, like they're really tight.
Yep.
Totally doable.
Yeah, totally doable. Like that, I see a lot of tactical pants that are more like skin tight.
What era does she live in? Is she like modern?
And I've also seen, look, by the way, really nice boots. Perfect. I really like that. You could also, I've seen a lot of boots that have tactical stuff, belts again, and buckles as well.
Fantasy, not modern. What like genre is the fantasy based on? Like what materials they use? A lot of leather. Like to me it looks like there's a lot of leather.
Yeah.
And not all fantasy does that, right? Like some fantasy would focus a lot more on maybe like cloth or robes or something.
I think another thing that I would try is if you're going to do details like this, I would really try to resolve the layering. Most of the time when you see this happening, it's generally because there's like a corset. It doesn't, well, I shouldn't say it doesn't, but like I don't usually see like this shape just popping up out of nowhere. There's got to be some kind of connection to it. That's my opinion on it. I see like if you want to do a harness like this, I'll see buckles that are attaching like on the sides here, which could create extra cool shapes.
Okay. And then material as well.
Yeah, material.
So like you see what Christina added with those straps or buckles or whatever, she's like breaking up the material. So as of right now, the original design doesn't really imply much material variation, but in these types of outfits, you'll get different materials will be different things. Like a buckle is going to be metal. It's not like you're not going to have like a leather buckle probably. You're going to have like a
metallic buckle
piece or bone or whatever. You know, it's like there's going to be material variation in the outfit, and different parts of the outfit are going to be made using different materials. Like there could be part of it is cloth, part of it is leather, part of it could be, you know, a thicker like belt material that's like a strap.
Yeah. Like, I think this idea is really cool. We can skin it to something that's more like a leather harness. So, you know, how do these shapes connect?
Yeah, and it could be like one of those mini backpacks.
Yeah.
Like maybe
Wait,
she
look
could
at a
have
mini
like a
backpack.
little mini backpack on that's very flat. Like you can run in it and it doesn't like bounce around a lot and it doesn't affect the silhouette too much. So like maybe this is like a hybrid between like a strap and like a mini like backpack thing.
Mini
like
backpack. I've seen those.
A water backpack, or like you
Yeah.
can carry a couple of simple things in it or something.
Let me look up shoulder harness backpack. Let me see if there's something that works. Kind of just looking here. Like even something like this, I think is really cool. You know, the
Yeah.
concept of the buckles here, and maybe we can like make it a little bit more. Like this is more of like a solid leather piece. And I'm also doing like interior design, like inner designs.
Yeah, and like
in
how does
here.
she get it on?
Yeah.
Like this to me seems like it would be really, 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 really hard to get off unless there was a way to like connect it together, right? Like this maybe like clips together and she can like undo it. Because like how the heck would you get this off of the neck if it's one solid piece?
Yeah, but you,
be
yeah,
very
absolutely.
hard.
You would have to like find a zipper piece. Like
Yep.
this is why there's like zippers in this area,
Yep.
because you can just unzip it. And
Exactly, like some sort of a connecting point. It could
Yeah.
be a zipper, and then you go, does my world have zippers?
Yeah. Does your
Are
world
they
have-
buckles or are they zippers?
I think buckles would actually be more fitting, because then you could do this. Let me see. This is actually
Yep.
really cool. Buckles like that, and then you could have an inner buckle right here, and you can say, oh yeah, they connect this and snap it off, and then they just put it back together like that. And so like now you got big, medium, and small inner details that work really well with the design. It fits kind of that steampunk vibe. And then this, at this point, you can say, okay, now this outfit here is now a different material than this leather, which now this part would probably make more sense. If everything's the same material, you're gonna have to find out like where the seam lines are, and how do all those parts connect. You know, like I think is Psyche more of like a cutesy type character or more of a
baddie
type character? Because yes, I totally love the frills here. Does that work with her personality? Like why is this frill like actually I'm actually I see a little bit of this design now. This to me now looks like this dress. These are the sleeves here. I thought they were separate components, but now it seems like maybe they're together. That's my opinion on it.
So you've shipped the sleeves with the dress.
Yeah, shift the sleeve of the. Yeah. So let me think. Like
Yeah,
I like this.
it's a
corset.
very nice outfit design
is.
already.
Yeah, already. Like the skirt's cute. I
Yeah.
like that.
Like we're just kind of going to like the next layer of thinking. Like we're taking this design and we're doing another pass and taking out each individual component and going, does this make sense within the context of the design, within what we want, and within the world, within what materials they have access to? How does she get this on? How does she take it off?
Yeah.
Does it fulfill the function that's needed? And we just do kind of like another pass, and then we
Yeah.
go through it again and we do another pass. Like it's a very good way to design in like passes. You go, does that make sense? Does this make sense? Does that make sense?
Yep.
And you may make changes. It's like it's very process driven, right? Like you may not have any of the original sketch in the final design, but you needed a who was it? Was it Goo Eyes that was saying you need like your foot in the door, like you need a start?
Oh.
Who was saying that?
Was it Kuno?
Maybe Kuno?
Maybe.
Like-
Ooh, look.
You have to start somewhere.
Yeah. Look how I'm gonna connect this. So I'm assuming that this is like part of the sleeves of under this dress. I noticed this little strip here. Let's continue that. Or was it James Peck that mentioned it?
Crap, I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
It was not super long ago, I don't think. We took James Peck's class a long time ago, so I don't think it came from that.
Okay. So There's that. And maybe the ruffle goes down here. So there's like a continuation. These gotta kind of also fit in the design somewhere. I made the ruffles a little bit too intense.
Like, you don't have to care that much if your sketch looks, if your very first sketch looks bad. You have to start somewhere on the paper with your pen. Like, there needs to be an entry point. I don't remember who said it, but it was really big. It's like, I think it was Goo Eyes in a class that we were taking, but essentially it's like, we have to take our first stab.
Yeah.
Otherwise you sit there with a blank page.
Yeah. Let me see what this looks like without it. And then you like kind of think about this a bit. Okay. I like the core set idea. Let's kind of design it in a little bit more of a sophisticated way. Like, let's say, what if it tapers down like this? We can still have that core set vibe, but maybe it's underneath the ruffle. If I really want the red areas to pop out, I would have to make sure that my brown and my red aren't clashing value-wise. They're not blending in. So what I would do in this situation is I would probably say, oh, let's make this part darker. And then let's take this red and draw over it. Now you can see it a little bit better, if that's what you want.
Maybe that worked. And then you could take that red and you're just like, maybe that's the accent. And then,
maybe that's the accent.
And then the red accent shows up in multiple places in the outfit.
Yeah.
And so you could have like a primary, secondary, and accent color.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what it is. It could be green. It could be blue. It doesn't, like, red feels like it fits.
Mm-hmm. And then this is where, like, you have to think about the value of your design. Like, what's the value composition, right? So here, this is what it looked like before. We add a little bit more stuff. You know, now there's a bit more sophistication. You know, I really, and you can decide, like, oh, I want the pants simple. And then so I'm going to put a lot more design attention in this area. Because for me personally, I love looking at the upper chest area. It's really, really cool. This part right here plays a little bit of a backseat. So like all this part I won't touch. And I would do the same thing with this one right here. This is where I would be like, okay, let's be a bit more sophisticated with the sleeve design or the shape, right? Because I know that with Genshin, you know, a lot of these shapes need to be a bit more exaggerated. This is where we can talk about exaggeration of shapes, right?
That would really depend on the project.
It would.
Like, if you need to be able to see and identify this character from far away and they're running fast, you're taking a different approach to design than if this character is for a different kind of project.
Yeah. I know that with a lot of Genshin characters, they like to really make like long tails because it has to flutter, right? So
they
like
love their flutter
They love
stuff.
their flutter stuff. So if you want more Genshin vibe, you know, they like to make the accents like this or these little tails like this. You need to push it if you want to do that. I always say if you want to do that because it's not. And so now we get so what happened here is that everything's landing at the same point. You got your thighs, this point, they're all ending at roughly the same area. So let's take these straps and let's make it longer so we can distribute those lengths again. So now it feels like an easier break. You know, here, this is cute, but like right now it feels a little bit kind of like thought like once again, I think it's cute. I just think it could be a bit more like it kind of feels a little bit out of place in my opinion.
Yeah, which you could solve by number one, getting rid of it, or number two, repetition, putting it somewhere else.
Yep.
So it doesn't feel like it's the only thing.
Like, yeah.
You could put something on a wrist. You could put a little fishy hanging from a wrist.
Yeah.
Right.
Like a
bracelet. You could go bracelet with a little fishy that breaks the silhouette. Maybe. There's so many ways to solve everything. By the way.
Yep.
I feel like fishies tend to like to hang from the nose, don't they?
They do like. Oh yeah, they do, don't they?
Maybe so. I don't know. It's up to you.
Yeah, it's more like that.
Like we could do that sort of thing. That could be cute.
And then it can like cross over like this, and that's cute. Little inner designs.
It's only out of place if it doesn't make sense with the rest of the outfit. So if you add another thing or two that makes it not out of place, you can keep it.
Yeah.
It's just.
I think.
Yeah, it's not bad. Like I think
it's bad. Fun. I think it's fun. I think my personal opinion is let's see what it looks like without it, and see if that enhances the design. Personally, for me, I prefer it without it. Or you can say if I really want it, let's put it somewhere else. What if I want to show like, oh, she's playful because everything's asymmetrical? Well, maybe we'll do another version. Like let's give her one on the other leg, but it's higher. So that way it doesn't feel super out of place. Like, why is it only on one leg versus not the other? You know, that works too. That can work. And also, it would not feel out of place with the arms either, because we got nice poofy on the arms, but for some reason only on the legs there's only one. That can be another option. So maybe we'll keep that, you know? And then this is the part where I would say for the leg parts, we're getting a little bit busy. So like you're constantly adjusting. You're like, ooh, I just added this new part. Now I gotta see what this looks like holistically again. I personally think this is cute, but let's see what it looks like without it. Ooh, asymmetrical now. We got one leg that has these straps, but the other one is more bare. But maybe we can place this strap somewhere else. Like what if it's placed more on, let me think. What if it's placed on the arm? Or like this. And then we get another silhouette change, which could be really cute. So we got like this kind of zigzag pattern, right? What I think of is this. Here's that zigzag. This, 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 this from the pants. You know, here's more zigzagging. There's a lot of zigzagging in this design. Which I think is really cute. One more thing is, you know, what's the design? How am I going to show nice, thin, and thick? I think this could be even thicker. This could be even thinner. So like right now, these two here are very similar in size. Like if I just simplified it with a rectangle, it looks like this. Very little size change. So instead, I'm going to use a bottle shape. Here's the ruffle. Let's make this part thin and this part thick, and this clearly overlaps. So now we get overlap and size change, like extreme size change. And then it feels cuter. Size change makes things feel cuter. That's why height differences are cute. All right, so let's take this constant and put it in here. Let's just make this thinner. Oops. This brush size is a little bit inconsistent. Let's pull this over. Let's stretch it out a little bit more. And let's compare to the other arm. Like, which one feels more visibly pleasing? Not only that, look at the shape that look at the negative shape that was just created. Thin, thick. Now we got an interesting design. Versus this shape. I think I meant to make it that smaller when I was sketching. Oh yeah, that's totally fine. I'm just, I'm sure that you'll make a lot of these changes like as you refine. I'm assuming that this is as far as you'll take it. So I'm not like, I'm kind of ignorant in that way.
She can't critique what's not there.
Yeah, I can't critique what's not there. So those are some changes I would make. So let's, I don't know, do I have the, yeah, I do have the before and after. Let's just do that. Ooh, it looks like before, after.
Oh,
before, after. Like, they're minor changes.
They're pretty heavy silhouette changes.
They are silhouette
but, like,
changes, yeah.
overall, I think it stays true to the design pretty well.
Yeah. I can't read your mind, Fox, yeah. I would say that would be the extent of my critique for you, Fox, is being more like trying to think about the function of your design and also thinking about clutter, like where areas of rest versus areas of busyness. And also like, okay, if you added a detail here, where else can I add it to make it more cohesive? Oh, you know what's a really cute idea? At the end of these little tails, you can add the little same fish design again. Boop. Oh, that's not very elegant. 1 second. And it dangles and kind of jingles. Oop. Not that it would hang off like this, but you know, that's could be the concept, right? If this fish dangles here, you know, why not make it dangle over here too? fish charms. And I like this fish buckle. This fish buckle's awesome. Let's put it in here too. And let's use them as directions. And you're already doing it here, so that's perfect. I noticed that Genshin really likes to make like shapes within shapes. So like if you have this shape right here, they like to outline it a little bit. And then design like a little inside shape. And then it's almost like a tessellation or like a, not tessellation, like a kaleidoscope. They like to make things more like a kaleidoscope and repeat shapes. That's what I've noticed in Genshin art. Dolly says, I put homework in the critique. I hope that's okay. I'm struggling to and thought I could get some help. For the perspective homework, Dahlia? But yeah, that's what I would do. Ooh, and then here's another thing. How is this going across? Like, what is this underlayer? Is it just a graphic, like, shape? Or is this leather covering something else and something else is peeking through? Those are just some things. Yeah, perspective homework, nice. Just a shape? Yeah, totally fine. They're good questions to ask. Okay. Cute rope. Ooh. Yeah, cute rope. Let's overlap this one over the ruffle. I feel like that would make more sense dimensionally. Yeah, good job. I like your stuff, Fox. Let's see. Is there anything else? That one's heckin' cute. And a lot of these, I would just say the same thing for a lot of these designs. You know, playing with shapes more. Like, I really like this design here. I would say sophistication in these ribbons would be great because right now they kind of look like croissant rolls and it's a little bit evenly sized. I would probably like play more with the flow of the ribbon. Not sure if Slay is here, but I just thought I'd mention it. A lot of them will share similar things. Suka coloring. Oh, that's so cute. Ouchie. That's so heckin' cute. This one could be kind of fun. I really want to get better at composition and creating scenes. I've been trying to tell stories or vibes without outright stating them, but I feel like there's still a lot of details I can add within these pieces. I don't really think it's about the detail. I think it's about communication. And I think you've actually stated a lot of the details well. Like, I can tell what's happening in this situation. They're in a crowd. They are singing together. And, you know, they're romantic. It's a romantic scene because there's a heart cloud above them. You know, same. This one has a very similar composition. Everything's very centered. This one is like, oh, here's a guy. He's telling about some adventure, and there's a crowd. Here's the balcony, really and here's like another airship. I don't know what they're talking about, but it looks like a discussion. So that's all that you would need, right? And especially with your style, Ouchie, since you have like more of a stylistic and simple approach. Like this one, I feel like is very, very cute. I think you tend to make a lot of open space, especially in the sky, which if you want that, totally fine. I would say this one, if you want more clutter in your artwork, you can just crop. So let's do this here. Like, I think this would be perfect. Crop like this. Because you still get the context. You still get that this is a blue sky. You get the house in the background, the trees. You get some height difference.
Would you crop off?
The sky. So I'll show you what it looked like. It looked like this before.
That.
Yeah. This is great already.
Yeah, it is good. Yeah. I think it is more effective with the crop. Mm-hmm. It's like writing, right?
Yeah.
Like, cut.
Mm-hmm. Like, you already have everything you need. You got the stumps, shows perspective. You got the main character, which is obviously much larger. Everyone else is reacting to her. It doesn't really need anything else other than a crop. You could tilt it, probably.
Well, that would make That would give a Dutch angle,
That
and
would.
we might not want a dynamic shot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. If without the crop, it could be a really good phone background for sure. Yeah.
Yep.
It's just my canvas size. Yeah, you can experiment with different canvas sizes. You can do this. Okay, I'm gonna have this is my original idea, but what if I fit it in this section? You can do thumbnail sketches of different shaped canvases. Like, oh, one's vertical, one's horizontal, one's square shaped. How can it fit these same elements in this composition? Like, what if here's my big character? What if it's more like splash art? So it's like, this is like, I don't know, like an intro to a game, and, you know, this character has to be in the front. Everyone else is kind of in the back. It'll still solve the same issue, but you have a little bit more room with other stuff. You could do that as well. I do notice that in some of your pieces, you're using the same, you're using similar results.
Using similar results?
Using similar tools, like using similar compositions. Like this composition and this composition is the same. Totally fine if that's what you want. But if you want this to feel like more adventurous, maybe you could add more hot air balloons in the back. Unless that's not what you want. When a composition is extremely symmetrical like this, it can create a very obvious statement. If you want to break things up and make things more interesting, you might have to like think about what's the pathway. Is it going to be more zigzag shaped? Is it going to be, you know, more of an S curve? But once again, it depends on the piece. I feel like this one, I think Colton's better at composition than I am, but I can kind of give a little thing here and there. This one I feel like could be really good as a wide shot. So let's expand. Because it feels like this person like wants to explore the outside world, right? Or they want to go out and do a lot of stuff. So let's expand it. Make it feel bigger. This is not a good brush for this. Airbrush. And what if this was higher? And how would these overlap? I think a lot of the time the crowds you won't really look down on crowds like this. You'll instead get like a stage, like it kind of looks like a shrub.
It's a good opportunity for perspective.
It is. So let's just roughly do this. And then when things feel empty, I would also say, does this design here match this one? You know, what if you added like some kind of ropes here? That could lead more to the character. That could be kind of interesting. I'm not a big airship person, so I don't really know. But I'm just basing it off of this scene here. Okay, here's a landscape. If I want to show the crowd, we're not looking down exactly at them. We're not looking at them like this. We're not looking at them like this. Here's the top of their body, you know. We're not looking at them like that. You would probably get more of something like this. So let me... Assuming that they're the same height as the character, you would get more like this. Something more like this. And then you could use the crowd to, once again, show circling around. Show, like, who's the main character. Right? Like, maybe they could form, like, a little ellipse like this. I did have ropes on that one. You foresaw my past. Oh, funny. I think, you know, the ropes are a great tool. Ropes can be a great tool. Let me think. What if we moved this airship back a little bit? Or, like, I don't know. I feel like it's a little bit too on the nose when it's in the center like this. So what if we had one airship here, other airship in the back? Kind of breaks things up, breaks up the symmetry a little bit. Let's see what happens here. Okay, now it feels like there's a bit more population. Like, I don't know what he's talking about. But now it feels like he's talking about all the other ships out in the wild. They're doing the same thing as us. Oh, well, they're trying to search for the same treasure as we are. Let's race, you know? Something like that.
Pep talk.
Pep talk, yeah, pep talk. Like, we're gonna beat all those guys into searching for the treasure. I don't know. I don't know what the story is, but that's what it feels like to me. So let's look at what it was before. You know, this is the before. And this is the after. I think it works well with a wide shot. Looks kind of cool.
But it depends. If
It
it's
depends.
a children's book and it's vertical,
Mm-hmm.
then it's vertical.
Yep.
So, like, there's not really a lot of context to the purpose.
Yeah.
So we kind of have to work with what we have.
Yep.
But I would definitely say, like, in what context?
Maybe I should have asked that first. Yeah. I think your stuff is always super cute, ouchie. I'll just merge all this. I really like this one. So cute. I love
that
how much
one.
personality.
It's very good.
This is like a Mickey squirrel. Hi, guys.
2 hours in.
Yep.
I'm ready to wrap up whenever.
Okay. Oh, very cute work, Lau. Oh, did you want to cover a little? Oh, yeah, I guess you're already on it.
What? I'm just looking at different
okay.
stuff.
Love to improve my anatomy, the way I draw clothes.
I think that's right, Dahlia. Let me look. 2 meters. 1 meter.
Funny. Very,
Yeah.
very handsome duck.
I mean, that looks pretty good, Dahlia.
Great.
Does it feel kind of like bringing in this other factor, like measurements and scale? Is it kind of difficult? I think the work looks good though. You can see how important it is to be able to draw a good box because you have to be able to do it so well. You do it when you're thinking about something else.
I like this piece. Hey, it's lambs. I think this will probably be my last one that I'll do.
I don't know if Dahlia is still here or not. Oh, there it is. A little hard. Feel like I'm struggling a little bit, but glad it looks right. Yeah, it looks fine to me.
Yeah.
I would try making something other than 2 meters. You know, make like a I guess there's a 3 meter one right there. You could connect 2 together. You know, like you could come over here, for example. When they say safety pin, man, you took that very literally.
Looks
You know,
like a
it's
safety
like
pin.
But anyways, you could put some next to each other. Like you could say, I don't know, divide this into thirds and be like, we could bring another box out here, right? And I would also really suggest trying to overlap some of them. So like maybe we could bring another box out here, and it actually overlaps maybe behind this one, you know, like that. How about we do this? We'll find this down here and this up here. And we could have some boxes that are like overlapping others and behind others, because we really like these look good to me. I would say honestly just push forward hardcore and be like, I'm gonna put this box behind that box and I'm gonna put this one in there. We can go like we can get an idea, because all of these are on the ground, right? So like these are pushing away and towards us and everything. This one something feels a little bit off right there maybe. So it's like, oh, we got that one behind that one. And then we're starting to get some like overlaps and parallax, you know? Maybe we could get one, I don't know, here in front, like this. Then you can just guesstimate. So if this is a 1 meter box, we could divide this into maybe this is like a 0.75, right? 0.75 meter box right there. And then now we're starting to deal with like overlap and sizing and stuff like that, right? Like we're starting to stack things, which is what happens in real life, like parallax. But yeah, overall pretty good. I would say I'd say that's good. Cuz it ends up like sometimes, not that this was really the assignment exactly, but you want to make sure that like this box doesn't feel like it's next to this box, because this box is very close to us and it's small, but this box is further away from us and it's 4 times as big. So if this box has the exact same line weight and feel as this box, it's difficult to differentiate, right? Like this box looks like it's next to this box and also next to this box. But like to me, this one being so much further away, it's like on the ground, right? Like here's the person by it. We just want to make sure we do a good job at like starting to work on differentiating those things. And if you're drawing this in a scene and these are recognizable objects like lockers and doorways and stuff, like you'll generally be able to tell. So just to be aware of it, but I don't really see any issues here as far as this goes. Like, it's just starting to think about scaling and size and where things are in 3D space. Moving back and forward is really good. But I would definitely mess with some overlaps. Parallax, overlaps is very good. But yeah, nice.
Very nice. I think I'll just critique this one really quickly. I would say this is a very nice piece. Lamsey, I believe. Your clothing folds aren't too bad. I would say because this is a much simpler style, like you don't really need to show that much. And because this character has like these intricate designs, I think that if you added more folds than necessary, it would clash with the design. So I think that the level of folds is good. You just need to keep doing more folds, fold studies. I think what can be improved more is the position of the legs, actually. Because if you look at here, I like to draw the torso first and see where that ends. And because this leg is lifted up, this leg actually looks a little bit too long. So what I would do is I would draw the lower leg, which you have here, which it looks already really good. And I would make sure that my upper body and my lower body are about the same size. So your feet probably need to be a little bit shorter. And then you can take this measurement and just duplicate it onto the upper leg. And also keep in mind that there's a lot of foreshortening happening. So your leg won't really go out like this, or else it'd be broken in different directions. This leg would actually be in front of the upper leg. So this part does get a little bit confusing. So it would actually come much more forward. Like this. So now it feels more connected. You can still add some muscle. And the toe would kind of be a bit on the side, because we're looking at, here's the front of the leg, here's the side of the leg. And you're trying to describe that with the shoes, which is great. We just got to make sure it's in the right perspective. So this is all consistent. Here's the front of the leg or front of the foot. Here's the back of the foot. Now we can add in the heel.
Like I noticed right here on the boot, for example, this boot is like is tilted.
Yeah.
It's like the leg is how do I even do it? Right? Like the leg is like in this perspective, right? You got like the kneecap and the leg coming back. But then the boot is like
At a different perspective.
yeah, at a completely different perspective than the leg. So we've got like the leg and then the boot is like this.
Yeah.
I would say if the boot, you know, maybe is more like consistent with the perspective, like that, instead
Yeah.
of like right now it's kind of like
Yes.
that, and it's giving us the illusion that the boot is tilted and the leg is not.
Mm-hmm.
Like that sort of thing. Like I understand the effect of like, oh, maybe it's like bent a little bit.
Yeah. Or
But,
like slightly bent.
But it wouldn't really necessarily happen like that. The whole leg, like if that were the case, then I feel like her leg would be a little bit more like,
Slightly twist.
you know,
Yeah.
like that sort of thing. Like it wouldn't be drawn like that. It wouldn't be like the boot would be tilted on the leg. So that's something that I think, like, because when it comes to a body, you really have to find different excuses to show perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Like you really have to show things clearly. Like things need to line up if you want people to like believe them.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like maybe this could be the leg,
Yeah.
like that, and the whole leg would be tilted.
Yeah.
Right now, it kind of feels like part of her boot is sliding down,
Yeah.
rather than like her leg is maybe like curved a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Oh. Yeah. And also like make sure that your boots are also like we're looking up, which is I don't think we would look up at this that much. I think we would kind
Yeah.
of like more
Like,
it's be
where's
more
your-
eye level.
Where is your horizon line in this shot?
Yeah. Because we're actually looking down at this boot, but all of a sudden we're looking up at this section.
Yeah. We're looking down at this. We're looking up at this. So my horizon line has to be in here.
Mm-hmm.
But then you're also looking down at other things
Yes.
above the horizon line.
Mm-hmm.
So,
So,
like you're very much looking down at this.
Yep.
So either it's cut in and it's almost a shape like that, like where this is actually shorter than this is by a lot, but it could end up creating the illusion that like you're looking down at the shoe, you're looking up at the top of the shoe, you're looking down at this piece of cloth, and you're looking up at this piece of cloth. And those little things, if you're not very clear about the intention of them, can tend to throw people off. Like,
Yeah.
where is my horizon line? Am I looking up at this character? Am I looking down at this character?
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, being very aware of where your what perspective the limbs and everything is in is super important.
Yeah. But it's good. It's a good piece. Just keep going. Keep it up. Keep doing those clothing studies, pose studies. I would say every pose that you do, like I would break it down like this.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think very strong stuff. Very nice.
Yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's what I've been practicing a lot lately.
Yeah. Oh, so nice. Yeah, I like drawing mannequins where I'm showing a lot of form. So like torso, I have to show form. Pelvis, I have to show form. In the middle, gotta show some kind of form, you know, with the center line or whatever. And the folds help show the form. So like I really like how you did this part right here.
Yeah.
That's really good. I feel like if I want to add more, like just do more of like a clothing part, like I would make sure that this overlaps the leg and shows and they're not separated. Like they're morphing together. Like this is in front of the leg. It feels more realistic.
Yeah. And a lot of this stuff is covered in our anime art school.
It is.
Like there's a 12-week long figure drawing and anatomy class, and then there's a 14-week costume and clothing drawing class.
Mm-hmm.
And so like these things that we're talking about on stream, they're always the things. Like these are the things. These are the things that you run into in every single drawing.
Yeah.
What's the perspective of the leg? What's the position of the hips? Is the pelvis tilted? Is like contrapposto? Is the Are the shoulders different than the hips? Like, these are always the things that are going on, right? It's exactly like what I'm doing with exercises on the side here, like these kind of drawings and everything, right? It's like it's always the stuff. It's like
That's a good
the
one.
position of the hips versus the shoulders. What direction are the limbs going, right? Like the perspective of something. It's like if you're drawing in a wider lens, you could go, I don't know, maybe something like that, right? If you're drawing in a longer lens, it could even be something like this. And it's like how much does this happen? Like, this is more of a perspective thing right here. It's like as this starts to go down, this is more like isometric. It's very much isometric. We could even pull it down just like a little bit more. This cylinder versus this cylinder, it's like there's a difference between them. And like being aware of how and when to use them is really important. And these are always the problems. Like, these are always the things that we're dealing with when we're doing like figure drawing and stuff. Always dealing with looking at things from different angles. And so that's why we spend so much time covering it in our school, is because it's like these are the things. These are the things that we're always covering.
Yeah. Do you know when the next sale for the art school is?
Probably 4th of July sale, which I can make soon.
Yeah, because it is already the 1st of July now.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Oops. Whoopsie. Well, I'm ready to wrap up. It was fun. It was fun doing these little critiques.
Yeah. I could even make the sale today.
Ooh.
We'll do a 4th of July sale I was thinking of. Christina and my anniversary sale.
Oh my gosh.
Why don't I... What would the sale coupon be called?
Anniversary. I'm kidding. I was gonna say anniversary.
I don't want to write a word
Independence.
that long.
I'm kidding.
Fourth.
Fourth.
For F-O-U-R. How about that? F-O-U-R-T-H?
Firework? Nah.
You keep choosing long
Yeah.
words.
F-O-U-R-T-H. I think 4th is good.
Yeah, 4th is probably good. I'm like the least patriotic person imaginable. So,
I know, right?
what do we got?
Master Matthew says no mystery prompt. Did you already announce it or no? Not yet.
Nope.
Okay.
Didn't announce it. And now it's going to force me to... Yep.
The usual.
You can draw and stuff if you want.
Sure.
There we go. The mystery. Yup. We're going to do that too. Got a lot of stuff to do. Hold up.
I don't need all this. I'm just gonna organize my layers. There's no layer.
I'm going to be I'm very glad we don't run challenges year round anymore.
Yeah,
They're a lot of work.
they are.
And I like it being a special event type thing. Where the heck? Here it is. Okay. I don't think we've done this one.
Alright, I'm just gonna merge all this.
There we go.
I haven't drawn in a while. I want to draw something exciting and adventurous. What do you think I should draw? Draw Miki.
Something exciting and adventurous.
Miki is exciting and adventurous.
Miki would be good. Okay. Challenge, blah, blah, blah. Here's the mystery prompt. All right. The mystery prompt is this.
Poppy.
Older / younger. Draw the elderly or kid version of your OC. You can do both if you want. Just make sure it would be on like one page, I guess. But yes, there you go.
There's a mystery prompt.
Mystery prompt is an older or younger version of your character. They can be very old or very young.
If your character is immortal and can never age, just draw it hypothetically.
Yes. There's always going to be someone who pings me with a question. Do your best.
Yes, do your best.
Make them look old or make them look young.
Yeah.
They're a little girl that's 500-year-old vampire. Well, what if she looked old?
Yeah.
But they're a
Hypothetically.
hair dryer.
Old hair dryer.
An old hair dryer. Or you could even, like, Fika rigs could be really creative
Yeah.
with theirs. It could be like an old-fashioned thing from a long time ago, or you know what I mean, like
yeah,
an
like
old,
like
or like a futuristic hair dryer or something. I don't know. Like, there's a lot of ways you could interpret that. Would be really funny.
That'd be really cool.
But there you go. There's
model of a
there's
hair
the
dryer.
mystery. You could, or you could just put a beard on and make him look old. Time to lock in. Yes. But that'll be fun. Okay,
Yeah.
let me go here.
How do I make poppy bean?
We'll do this.
Who knows? Maybe we'll do a Roblox stream later tonight or something.
You probably could. We'll do that. Fourth, Fourth.
Yeah, I think that's good. And then you can use this as a
I
dinner.
want to, okay, there's that. I'm out at dinner, wait 10 years. We'll do it right after we wrap this up, and then we'll only do like a 10 or 15-minute Roblox stream. Just for you. Okay, and then we got... It should be done. Okay, new coupon for the school. With the
Yes.
code FOURTH.
FOURTH. So you can get it now, Mayor Cheese.
Yeah, I
Mayor
wanted to
Cheese.
make a coupon for the 4th, but I figure I'm just gonna put it off anyway. So
Purple's cute.
we'll make a purple. Could be cute. I just like doing yellow. Honestly,
Yeah, yellow's
they're
good.
nice and bold. Now I have to write this out. Here's a sure beat. 4th.
My elderly OC meeting their kid self sounds like a fun thing to draw. That would be really cute. A cute observation. Or cute interpretation. Clear Sky says, if we get the regular class, can we later upgrade to the live? Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah, well, the live is basically like a mentorship. It's kind of our new type of mentorship that we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
So we're like completely discontinuing
The OG.
the OG mentorship that style that we do, and we're gonna be doing the here we go. Fact check this.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna be discontinuing. Actually, we basically already discontinued it. The mentorship that we've done in the past, the 8-week one. So we're doing Anime Art School Live. So it's like a term-long mentorship. We haven't figured out exactly on the price for the upgrade yet, but that's basically the plan. There you go. There's the new coupon
Anime
with the
Art
code
School?
4th of July sale. Yeah, I probably should. I don't know where to put it exactly.
I want to get to school, but it's really intimidating for me. It's all good. You can take it baby steps. I don't think there's ever going to be a time where you're not going to be intimidated
It's
by
built.
stuff.
It's built in a way that is very linear and makes sense. Like, you
Yes.
don't have to do the whole school at the same time.
Right.
You work on 1 week at a time. You just go through lesson by lesson. It's not like this giant thing that you tackle all at once. It's like week 1, day 1.
Yep.
And then you go through this lesson, that lesson, that lesson, that lesson, homework, and then the next week. It's built like if you go to college, it's not like you're it's not like you're doing 14 weeks in one day, right? You're doing it one day at a time. So that's how it's built. It's just one lesson at a time.
Exactly. And I walk you through a lot of the step-by-step stuff. So like I'm doing things in real time. And so you can pause and stuff whenever.
Or you could do what Fox said, which is do it scared.
Yep, do it scared.
Which is kind of a really good habit to develop in life, because then nothing really stops you from doing anything.
Yeah, it's okay to do things scared.
If you have the ability to do things scared, you can do anything. At least you can try anything.
Yep.
And then you basically go, well, is there any actual like risk to trying something? Like, I don't, like, for me, there's no risk to drawing, because I'm not going to, like, somehow snap my neck while drawing.
Yeah, no
You know what I mean?
catastrophical risk.
Like Minky luck. She wouldn't have that bad of luck.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know what you mean. I'm very intimidated with drawing certain things still.
Same.
And you just jump in.
Yeah.
What I do is I open a new document and I don't save it, and so I can just delete it at any time. Like, nope, nobody saw that. You just put a little X by it if it's in your sketchbook, or you scribble it. You know, the old scribble it out.
Yep. Yes, it's 20% off of the 497 classes.
Yeah,
Yes.
so it's about $400.
Yep.
It's about $100 off. And that'll be our 4th of July sale. So that'll be like kind of the second half of summer sale.
Summer sale, part 2.
And we'll be streaming a whole bunch this summer, continuing.
Yes.
So we do a lot of streams, and we'll be continuing to stream a lot.
All right. It was fun.
Yeah, it is very fun.
That one's cute, the green one. That one. Yeah, that one's cute. That's like a psyche type thing.
All right, we're gonna head off. Maybe we'll go live later tonight
Yeah.
to do Roblox or something. I don't know. I need to work on stuff. I did a little bit of sketching during stream, but not like a lot.
It's cute. Oh, that's like an Abby outfit.
Yeah, it kind of is.
I like that.
But anyways,
Very nice.
we will see you later. Have a good night, everybody. There we go.
No kitties today on the nest.
No, he's sleeping in my office.
Oh, okay. Stream was truly helpful. Thank you both. You're very welcome.
Meow, meow. Bye-bye, everybody.
What did you get for drinkies today?
So yeah.
Bye.
Witches, bro.
Oh, nice.
Bye-bye, YouTube.
Bye, YouTube.
See ya.